Hey, Guillaume.
Good night, Guillaume.
Hey, Guillaume, don't forget, eh? Hey, Champlain.
You won't be able to walk today if you're up there, but gotta keep your feet, you know?
I'm already ahead. I'm already ahead. I'm on for the steps. You good?
I got my 12-year-old here. I can send him over to school. Okay, relax.
Call security. Get him out. Let's get him out. I was going to get by myself.
Which one, the crane?
Yeah, you know how it works?
Okay, alright, let's see. Alright, there's the red. Pull the red.
The red's out, it's on already.
Yeah. Thank you, Caesar. Okay, yeah, but the pads are not down, I guess?
No, they're not. Don't go too high. Just wait till it gets too high.
Test, test, test. Test, test, test.
Can't hear you.
No.
I know.
I'm trying to figure out if it was
This afternoon, Victoriaville Buckers Cavaliers.
Sorry, Mom.
So, Will, you all right?
Here we go.
Offensive starting lineup for the Cavaliers. Remember our number one at quarterback, Emerson.
Could I send my order through the app? Could I send my order through the app? I can send my food order on the app for you to process, right? My food order on the app. I can send it to you, right? Because you're...
Philipon, 44.
52. I see this guy. 6'9", 6'9", 6.
Hey Vince, sorry for the headsets. Is it when you go live? Don't we hear each other, or is it right? Okay, because we can't hear each other at all. So. Okay. All right. Yeah, because if we kind of. Okay. Okay. Cool, man. Thanks. All right, man. All right, man. Bye. Whoa! 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 Oh, are you? Huh? Yeah, hold up here. Yeah, Max. Yeah, Max. Let's ease off on that here, man. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Wait.
Yeah, Max, you got. No, put it back down. Put it back down. Shut up.
Yeah, the thing's not down, dude.
Yeah.
Okay. I can't do the 4 at the same time. Yeah, everything.
I'm reporting you to the official. Oh, the tire's supposed to be on the ground? On the tire? Oh, both the tires supposed to be on the ground? Yeah. Oh, every tire? You got a little back here. Both the tires on the ground. Back ones. Drop off. Take it. There we go. Drop down.
The one in the back?
Both. Hey, Max, both things need to go down.
They need to go down or up? Down. If I put it down, you know the wheels are going to go up, right? No, we need the wheels to go up. So I need to pull them up.
Hey, I'm not certifying this shit, so I don't know. You can put the very pieces up and then put the wheels down, and then we can put the things down after.
Yeah, we can stay here for the game, man. I'm cool, like staying on this level.
Yeah, Max, run the what, man?
Yeah, we're good. Yeah, I'd rather stay here. If you fall off, it's not so bad.
I don't have an issue staying here.
Yeah, it's fine. Just turn off the power, man.
All right.
You can turn the engine though, huh?
All right, then.
So.
Because I had to get them back. I have to get them back up. Everybody, I try to put the thing down. Everybody can't say keep them up. I'm like, yo. So what do I need to do?
I don't know how
That's fine. I can do that. It's fine.
let it be, man.
All right, cool. Oh, we're not. Apparently,
The winds are a bit. The winds are a little bit higher.
Test.
all right. Yo, they don't want to test it out. I'm like, yeah, I'm good.
We're good. It's great for them.
No, there's no. I don't know what he's saying. I can't hear him. He can't hear me.
It goes down.
Yeah.
Keep telling me the views are going up. I'm like, all right, they don't want to test it. I'm fine.
I don't need to test anything.
Test, test. No.
So, but, yeah, those two ones. We can still get all those listeners. Join again, everyone. Game on, I guess we're stable now. Yeah, it's even now. Yeah, it's even now, right?
No, that's the highest we're going, man.
31. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We're good. We're good. Thanks. Hey, let's see, man.
Patrick. So they can't hear themselves.
It's huge. Four, cut down by 26. 4, cut down by 26.
Put your fingers, man. Sorry, Max. I want to get you through the.
The adapter for the headset is missing. The adapter for the
81.
No, we're not going to hide. They're not the wind, man. This wind's just. Test.
Nope.
But we can't hear each other.
Yeah.
It's can't work like that. We need to have that functionality, man. Like, and it's not going to work then, guys. Like, hate to be like that, but it's.
Really? Wow.
No, the winds are too strong.
You good? Nice, Joe. So unnecessary, they call it unnecessary roughness. Okay. So unnecessary roughness twice. Just give them 30 free yards basically. First penalty against Victoriaville is holding.
No, I can't start it though.
Yeah, okay.
We're good. We're good now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks.
Sorry for the technical difficulties. We're now in the first quarter, 12:47 left. Brent Bach and Mo Khan. It is Victoriaville on offense. Their first drive of the day as they've gone back and forth with penalties. And it is a 2nd and 10 from the 53 for the Volks. Here's a play action roll to the near side. Going open, incomplete, intended for Tom Cerezier. And this will bring it with 3rd down and 18.
Yes, that's the second drop right there. I know you guys saw at home, obviously, earlier in this drive. He had a ball, but I think a player 2 ago had a ball right through his hands, thought about running before catching the ball. They're a little bit tougher of a throw and catch there, but still he got his hands on it, should have been able to catch the ball.
Cerezier has 1 catch for 6 yards for the season, and this will bring up a 2nd and 18 from the 53. A 4-pack to the left of the star quarterback in Gwen, a veteran of this team, the Victoriaville Vulcans. And here is a screen pass, and there's plenty of space to the 50, into the plus territory to the 45, and down, still tiptoeing away at the 35, and a catch and run for Trepanier, who gets his 5th reception of the season, but a big first down.
Yeah, Trepanier has been part of that 2-headed monster running back along with Olivier Mongeau. Trepanier, they're already 125 yards rushing for the season. Coming into today, he had 48 yards, as you said, on 4 receptions. Add about at least another 15 to 20 right there. Big first down pickup on the screen by the rookie running back.
And right now the ball marked off at the 37 of the Champlain territory. Opening drive, the opening act of the home schedule. Champlain 1-0. They beat Ahuntsic last week. Victoriaville 2-0. Looking to have a potentially commanding 3-0 start and controlling the Southwest Division. Overload to the left. RPO time. Rolling to the left. In traffic. Open space. Up head to the 20-15 and brought down at the knees is Loic Levelet. And for Levelet, that is catch number 2, but that's a big one. And now they're in the score zone with 11:08 left.
Yeah, good touchdown saving tackle right there about a rookie number 29, Declan Karch. Good passing play over the middle. Levier made himself available to his quarterback and took that ball right down the heart of the Champlain defense. But again, good tackle there by the rookie to save the score. Let's see now if the Cavs can employ this bend but don't break attitude right here, at least on this drive, hold their opponents to a field goal.
And you talk about Victoriaville, they've had quite the rewards play at Seaway. They've won the last few trips here in South Shore. It is now 1st and goal from the 10 for Victoriaville. Gwen going to the left. And that is repelled away in the nick of time by the DB in Ian Lucier. And that was intended for the target man in number 80 in Jeremy Ouellette.
Yeah, well, that's been on fire so far offensively, over 300 yards already this season for the rookie. But again, good coverage by Lucier. That ball hung in the air just long enough to let Lucier come over and bat down that ball from the wide receiver.
Yeah, Ouellette on target for 1,200 yards this year. There was one player who had 1,000 yards plus in all 3 divisions. That came from the Cavaliers in Emile Gregoire. Thank you so much. 10-10 left here in this first quarter to play. First, 2nd and goal. Hand off to the left side and sneaking their way through. And a big hammer coming in from Marc-Antoine Doyon. And for Doyon, that is his 21st carry. That puts him over 120 for the season. And right now, the Volks are knocking the door for the first 6 points.
Yeah, you got to like what they're doing. So we saw earlier in this drive, right? They gave up a sack. They got stuffed on the run a little bit here and there, but the penalties, unfortunately, by the Cavaliers defense have let Victoriaville keep the drive alive. And right now they found their feet a little bit later, and now they've seen them marching.
Doyon is marching in for the 6. And Victoriaville, early stamp of approval, and they're up early with 5:33 left in this first quarter of play.
Yeah, it is a run pretty much right down the gut right there. Again, the offensive line, the big boys, the Hawks up front, creating some holes there for the running back Doyon to go through, and he's a big man himself. He found his way, barreled over a couple of guys, and got into the end zone. So good, successful first drive here for Victoriaville. And don't forget, for Victoriaville, like you mentioned, right, they're 2-0, wins over Drummondville and Outaouais to start the season. For Victoriaville, though, this is their first road game of the year, right? And a huge test, obviously, going against the undefeated Champlain Cavaliers. You know, Victoriaville wants to come in here and make a statement and get the W.
Went 3-1 on the road last year and did not have a really strong home record at all. The kick operation is no good. So it remains 6-0, and we're seeing almost a deja vu from last year, Brent, when Champlain in their home opener against Drummondville got hammered in the first quarter, down 14-0 in the first 4 minutes of play in the monsoon-like conditions, and we're chasing that game, which they end up losing in overtime. And now, same thing has played out in home opener number 2. They're down 6 against a very good Victoriaville offense.
That's exactly it. They were just gashed both of the year, but especially through the run last year and an overtime loss you talked about in the home opener here last year. Same thing again on this drive. Like I said, Champlain was able to get some pressure up front, but then again, penalties taking away his side. Penalties taking away a couple of run stuffs. And like I said, right after that, it seems like Victoriaville kind of got their sled and got their footing, if you will, and was able to find their rhythm and march down the field. And again, they were gashing the Cavaliers with the run. You have to imagine Sean Main and his crew will be talking to the defense right now on the sideline, trying to right the ship, at least defensively, because they have to stop the run if they want to win this game.
Set to kick it off is Villeneuve. Grimard, number 12, on the far side, and we have Darius Reed, the rookie from LaSalle, on the near side, wearing the number 8 shirt. They're both parked out the 20. It's almost gale-like forces in the wind today, going right to left. They'll go the pooch, and this will take a one-hopper. Will this go out of bounds? It will indeed, and now it's a golf shot that found its way out of play, and there's an injured Cavalier on the turf, and that is number 99 in Hayden Dumont, who's hurt right now. So the injuries start to pick up here for the Cavaliers. They were a bit banged up coming into this game, and now they might lose one of the key players on their rotation. And here is the introduction of Emerson Peterkin, who's coming in the game for the first time today. Peterkin, wonderful year last season for what he did for the Cavaliers. And Brent, for him, he's 263 yards away from 4,000 passing yards in his career with the Cavaliers.
Yeah, Peterkin is the man, the leader on this team, obviously wearing number 1, and rightfully so. Last year, again, phenomenal season, especially you talked about Emile Gregoire, only receiver in D3, going over 1,000 yards. His quarterback, he'll be the first to tell you, his quarterback, Peterkin, was obviously a big reason for that. So now, though, this year it's a little different. Emile Gregoire is gone, PJ Frederick is gone, Jaden Edgehill is gone, right? They're relying now on a lot of younger guys. James Anderson, right? He only had, last year he had 3 catches the entire year for 15 yards, 1 touchdown. He already has matched that total, 3 catches, nearly 100 yards and a touchdown. Massimo Longo, rookie. Darius Reed, who you talked about, rookie. Mohamed Ba, Luca Vendito, a lot of new faces on this offense. Is going to be up to Peterkin to lead the way.
First and 10 from the 40 for the Cavaliers, their first offensive drive of the day. Peterkin going deep, far side. Reed, too much depth on that pass. He had a step on the coverage. There's a flag on the play as Breton was in on the coverage, but this might be going against the Cavaliers, and it's a hole indeed. So they move back 10, and that's the one thing for the Cavaliers is the lack of discipline. They've had that issue against the better teams. And against a great team like Victoriaville, they must maintain their focus, not give up too much.
Oh, that's, I mean, I talked about it already. Right? We saw it on the first drive, taking 2 big defensive penalties. They gave their opponents 30 yards for free, pretty much, right on the first defensive drive. And we saw right here, first offensive play of the game, holding Champlain. I mean, listen, these guys are excited. It is what it is. It's the home opener, first game of the year here at Seaway Park 3. It's a brand new season. They're coming off a big win last week down on the Hunsing, as Hunsing made the return to Div 3. That's still a rivalry game, right? I understand all the nerves and all that to go into a game like today, but you have to maintain your focus and discipline if you're Champlain.
Isaiah Sassy, the wide out to the near left. Peterkin was 17 of 25 last week for 296, 4 touchdowns, and had 35 yards rushing. And they jumped out to a flyer against the Hunsing Eagles, and it was a dream night start for them. And now it's been a twitchy start for them. It's first and 20 from the 30. Peterkin now rolling out to his left. Firing, flag, incomplete, intended for a holding call that would be called here. That was intended for Jalen Clark. And the Cavaliers is going to be first in Brossard at this point with the way they're going backwards.
Yeah, back-to-back plays, back-to-back holds by this offensive line. They got to shore this up right away.
So they're moving back 10, and this will be pinned at the 20. And right now, if you are the Victoriaville Volks, you are in happy land right now with how this has been. It's been a clumsy start for the Cavaliers. It's been a near perfect road start for the visitors from Victoriaville. Ball now marked off at the 20, 1st and 30. So there's not many options on the menu on a 1st and 30. You want to chip away at that and hopefully get it within manageable numbers on a 3rd down perhaps. 8:25 left here in this first quarter play. 4-pack to the left, Peterkin. Going to the right side, deflected in the air, and that is repelled away in the nick of time by the D-line for Victoriaville, led by number 92 and Christophe Balvance. And this is a team that had a plethora of TFLs so far, Brent. They are up there in that number so far with the sacks and TFLs from the front four.
Yeah, and it's led by the Bellavance brothers, right? You look at it, Tim Bellavance and Christophe Bellavance. Going into last year, both guys had a combined 6 sacks. But already they're making their presence felt this season. Tim, number 95, with 2, and Christophe with 3 already. They're halfway to matching their total of 10 last year.
2nd and 30 from the 20. Peterkin. And another one hopper, and that was intended for Longo. And you have to think, Brent, that perhaps the wind has been influential in terms of the throws with him going into the wind in this first quarter of play.
Well, I mean, the wind is pretty influential for us here in the broadcast area, right on the Skyjack. We elected smartly not to go too high in the air because of the wind. I mean, you can just imagine how it is on the field, right? You're Emerson Peterkin. You're in the shadow of your own end zone. You're trying to throw balls again right into the heart of that wind, right? And they're hitting him right in the face. So you have to imagine, obviously, that ball being carried away by the wind there, a little off target. Because I mean, Longo was open, but the wind just probably kicking that ball a little bit further away from the receiver than Peterkin was hoping for.
So far, Peterkin has been a fraction off of some of the throws. It's 3rd and 30. Trying to get some yards back and make it easier for the punt, perhaps. Another rollout, another flag, and this is up in the air. This could be picked off, and it's completed, and this will be coming back. And unfortunately for the Cavaliers, that'll be all for naught. It's Jalen Clark. And this will be hands to the face, and they'll push him back even more and make this a 3rd and God knows what at this point.
It has to be at least 3rd and 30 right now. Yeah, it's another penalty, right? The offensive line, these big boys up front, they have to get their focus back, right? It's see again, 2 holding penalties, now they go hands to the face. The official's going to see that every time.
And right now, the culprit has been the O-line so far in terms of the penalties going against the Cavaliers. And they are definitely pinned deep in the territory. And again, in the options that they have on their app of plays, there may not be many. It's trying to convert a 3rd and 35, 3rd and 45 now, with 7:08 left in this first quarter play.
Fortunately, that penalty took away a nice catch from Jaden Clark diving. He was in between 2 defenders, made a nice catch, but again, penalty brings the ball back.
South of 9 in this first quarter play. A draw play, and Ralph will get maybe a yard or 2, and he was devoured by the front 4 of the Volks defensive line, led by Tristan Torinier, and he comes up with a big tackle. And you have to think now, Brent, with this being a 6-0 lead, maybe the safety might be the best avenue to regain the field position.
Yeah, definitely. You have to play the field position game right here. I mean, listen, they didn't even get the ball back. They didn't even get it to the 5-yard line. I believe they started at the 5. So if anything, yeah, it's a loss of a yard actually on that run there by Ralph. So be smart here. I mean, listen, you don't want to give your opponent free points, but be smart here. Give them an extra 2. It'll be 8-0 lead. Take the safety, and then you can do a regular punt after that. And get the ball back to your opponents. You got to play that field position game.
Well, they started at the 50. Now they're pinned at their own 5. And the deeper they are right now, we'll see what they do on this punt situation. It is Ashton Enfield, and he will give up 2. And with 6:25 left in this first quarter play, 8 without reply from Victoriaville. And the Cavaliers are starting to dig a hole for themselves in this opening period of play.
So it looks like I think Victoriaville is going to
take the ball at the 35.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, take him to 35 instead of having the regular kick that you see after the punt, after a safety, pardon me.
So Alexander Gouin has had a solid start so far. You talk about the big hitters on this team, led by Gouin, led by Trépanier, and of course the top hitter in Jeremy Ouellet for the receiving numbers. And perhaps another potential opportunity for him to go for 150. He's done 150 yards or more in the last 2 games. And he's on pace for 1,200 for the season. First attempt from the 35. We have 6:25 left in this first quarter play. Gwen hoping to show his aerial strength and his passing arm. He's done a lot of swing passes in this first quarter play. Here's the handoff to the middle. Open space, plenty of space, plus territory, still going, 45, and he is down the sidelines, and he will not be caught. Touchdown Trepanier, but flag on the play, and this might nullify the touchdown. But it's a simple A, B, C, D, and he got the TD, but again, this might be coming back against Victoriaville.
Yeah, that's like one of the receivers downfield who was trying to block out a hold on one of the Champlain defenders. So yeah, like you called him, Mo, that long touchdown run, a beautiful run, is going to come back, unfortunately, for Victoriaville.
And Champlain, it was a heart and mouth moment for them, and they have been given a vote of confidence on that penalty call against Victoriaville, and so Victoriaville will be parked now at the 50 of the Champlain territory, but it was a strong run, and you start to see this O-line really open up the gaps against the front 7 of the Cavaliers.
But as I said, right after the first touchdown there by Doyon to open this contest, right, the offensive line was dominating the trenches, opening up a ton of holes, and we saw right there on the second long run by Trepanier, he could have driven a truck right through the left-hand side of that offensive line.
Right now it's been an accumulation of errors for the Cavaliers. Trepanier is the man for the moment, and here is a rollout for Gwen. Pressure being closed down, still being closed down, throwing it on the near sideline, and incomplete. That was intended for the target man in Lavallée, and this will bring up a second down for the Volks.
Good coverage right there by Lucier, the rookie again, the second time we're calling his name, number 28 there. He had his hand on the back of the receiver, but wasn't impeding the receiver's progress, right? And they came over the top with the right hand, with his right arm, to knock away that ball, making sure he doesn't get called for pass interference or illegal contact. Good job by him, good coverage.
A game within the game, and right now the game's being won by Victoriaville when it comes to the small details. Second and 10 from the 50. 5:30 left in this first quarter of play. 3 down linemen for Champlain. Another handoff. Big handoff. Still going. 35, and a big stamp of authority by Doyon. And the air of confidence is really showing up here for the Volks on this drive.
Yeah, Trepanier, again, right down the heart of the defense, right at the middle. Good tackle there by Zach Carmel. And this is what I was wondering, right? This year, obviously the Champlain defense is different than last year, right? Some of the big hitters, some of the erasers, like Charles-Antoine Blanchard, obviously Elliot Levasseur, those guys are gone, right? Especially those 2 big safeties. Sometimes they rotate playing a little bit of halfback here and there. Those guys would lay the hammer down all the time on running back. So I was wondering who's going to be able to replace those 2 on defense for the Cavaliers.
Early wobbles for the Cavaliers on defense. Doyon showing the wobble, going out to the far side, and he's still going strong and brought down for a first down and more. And again, the Cavaliers cannot get a hand on any of the ball carriers until they're 6-7 yards deep into the conversation of a run.
Yeah, another big run right there. Listen, if you're Victoriaville, you may want to pass a couple plays during the drive just to keep the defense honest. But again, their running game is dashing the Cavaliers' defense right now.
And this will be a first and 10 from the 20. 4:12 left in this first quarter play, and it's been a long 8 minutes of hell for the Cavaliers defense against this Victoriaville offense, and they are hunting and hounding, tails are up for the Volks. Handoff for Doyon, try and navigate with his GPS data on, and gets maybe a yard or 2, and that might be a small win for the front 4 of the Cavaliers on that tackle.
And that's what you'd like to see right there by the Cavaliers defense. Again, I talked about beating Gasper. Ryan Aguero, he got in there. A couple of the guys got in there as well, right? Baptiste Audouin, Shonas Machonas. That's what they're going to need, right? These bigger running backs here for the Victoriaville. Sometimes you're going to need more than just one player to bring these guys down. And we saw a solid game tackling, rallying to the football right there by the Cavs defense.
3:25 left in this first quarter play. 3 packed to the left of Wayne. Hasn't thrown a ball yet inside the throw zone on this drive. We'll see if he does so now. Another handoff, Doyon. Cutting to the right, back to the left, back to the right, and will smuggle his way up ahead towards the 15, and brought down by a plethora of Cavaliers with 3:08 left in this first quarter.
Yeah, good job again, that game tackling right there. One man couldn't bring him down, so they said, you know what, let's get some help. Let's help him out right there. Guys just flooding to the football. Again, that's a minimal gain right there for the running back.
South of 3, 8-0 lead, and last second here. Clock is rolling indeed. Victoriaville 2-0, looking to go 3-0. And that would give them a real buffer of a lead in terms of the win-loss standings, with them playing one more game, being near perfect so far. Gwen's got Doyon in the backfield, motion now towards the right side, a 3-pack to that side of the field on the near end.
One deep safety for the Cavs.
Going to the far side, and that curveball is curving out of bounds, and that was intended for Bouchard. And this will bring up a 3rd and 3 for the Volks. And Brent, when you look at it now, could this be 4-down territory? And it appears it will be for the Volks.
Yeah, they pretty much can answer that question right there. And I don't blame the Volks. Stay aggressive right here. 4th and 3. You know what? If I was them, I'd try to run a little bit up the gut again. They've had success throughout this contest. So, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. The pass is clearly not working right now for Victoriaville. Just keep the ball on the ground. Good push though up front by Baptiste O'Dwayne, number 0 there. He was double teamed, but he pushed both the guard and the center right back in the quarterback's face.
Blitz for the Cavaliers. Doyon, pace, power, and he's going to be very close. We'll see when they mark it off, as he was taken down at the knees by the second-level defense of the Cavaliers, with 2:06 left in this first quarter of play.
So forget the first effort. That second, third, maybe even fourth effort right there by Doyon. A little slow to get up. He's jogging back to the sideline, and I think the Cavs, depending where the spot is here, but I think they actually stopped Doyon short of the first down.
Doyon will need the ice bath. So a turnover and down, so a big repel. The force field comes up big for the defense, Brent, and perhaps that could be the impetus to get back in this game.
Yeah, that's exactly it. This could be the turning point right here for the Cavs. Again, first drive, they got run all over, right? Even the beginning of this second drive, by Victoriaville, the Cavs were getting run over to the left, run over to the middle, run over to the right. A touchdown was called back due to a hold. But then still listen to Victoriaville got the ball inside the red zone, but a big stop right here. Now let's see if the momentum that the Cavs get off of the stop can translate out to their offense as they start here in the second drive. Hopefully it's going to be better and longer than the first one.
So far, not much of an appetite on offense for Emerson Peterkin in this Cavalier attack. The D-line for the Volks have had quite the appetite this season. And Ralph dancing, fumbling, losing it, and that might be recovered by Victoriaville. And it appears Victoriaville has the arrows going towards the opposite end. And this is a hash moment that will not be sparing the blushes for the Cavaliers, and a turnover deep in the territory.
Yeah, Ralph has to hang on to that ball. I mean, he'd be the first one to admit it, right? He had a nice run. He's able to make 1 or 2 guys miss. There's a little bit of a hole. Not sure if he would have been able to get a first down, but at least would have made it 2nd down to 4, maybe 2nd down to 5 at the worst. Well, ball control. And in that case, when there's a bunch of bodies around you, you got to put 2 hands over the ball.
Ralph had 12 for 100 and 1 touchdown last week against Hunsik. But right now is a heart and mouth moment for the Cavaliers with 52 seconds and counting. And Victoriaville is smelling blood in the water.
See Emerson Peterkin right now going over to his running back, telling him what he saw, consoling him a little bit there. Yeah, so it's on the Cavs defense once again. Let's see if they can make another stop.
Gouin, can he get this through? Blitz again. Another handoff, and Trepanier brought down by O'Dwayne, and this will be for minimal gain.
Second impressive drive so far here by O'Dwayne, the big man, number 0, making his presence felt. And again, we talked about before with Hayden Monte Injure, number 99, right? Guys like O'Dwayne, obviously Machonis, Willette, who had a big play earlier. He actually had a sack again that was called back. So we have some of those big boys up front to really be difference makers here for the Cavs, not just on this drive, but throughout the game.
For the 15, this could be the last play. Clock is rolling down to zeros. And Victoriaville will have at least another play before going to the second quarter. Gouin, middle, caught. And Willette is still going, and he's brought down just shot the 2-yard line. His first catch of the day. And now we shift over to the second quarter of play. And this will be close enough to their first down. And with an 8-0 lead in the back pocket, we go towards quarter number 2, Brent. And this front 7 has to stiffen up for Champlain and make another stop here against the Volks, who I think will be going 4-down football.
Yeah, I mean, it has. Like, again, like talked about Baptiste O'Dwayne, along with Victor Willette. Some of those guys really caught up with us in the first drive. Wasn't what they wanted. But they've come back now in the second, now third drive here and really kind of made an impact. And that's what it is. Football games are won and lost at the line of scrimmage, right? It's all about the trenches. If you can protect your quarterback and open up some holes for your running backs, as Victoriaville has done, you have a good chance to win. If you can get after the opposing quarterback and shut down the run, same thing, right? Your chances of winning go up by a lot. So let's see now if the Cavs, who were dominated in the line of scrimmage, at the line of scrimmage through the first, I want to say 14, maybe 13 minutes of that first quarter. Now let's see what they can do here in the second with the ball at their, I want to say it's inside the 5, I want to say maybe the 2-yard line.
2 yards away from 2 yards away from Prosperity now for the Volks. Gwen looking for the pass, open, touchdown, simple, effective. Vision, execution, flag on the play. Cereze is the touchdown maker, but there's a flag on the end zone side of the field. And it appears from the looks of the body expression of Victoriaville, they're going to be staying on the field for another play at least.
You have to imagine either it's a hold or maybe even a pick set by one of the receivers here. We'll get the official call. The pass interference offense.
So with that, we're moving back 10, and this will become first and goal from the 12.
And that's what I was saying. It was either going to be a hold on the offensive line, which I didn't see from this vantage point, but the pass interference on offense. So either pushed off by the receiver, most likely it's actually probably a setback, a pick set, I should say, by one of the other receivers getting the receiver open for the touchdown.
So with that, ball on the 18-yard line, Champlain trying to provide a Cavalier burst on this drive. Can they hold them to maybe a minimal gain of points? Tepanier in the backfield all by himself. Blitz again. Gwen looking to the right, far side. That could be picked off. It is picked off. And here come the Cavaliers down the sideline. No one there. One man to beat. Tepanier coming on the trail. Can they get to the end zone? To the 15, 10, 5, 6 for the Cavaliers. A pick 6 coming in for Yann Lucier. And that is a 12-point swing in favor of the Cavaliers.
Yeah, and that pass, Gwen, he was just late on that by at least a good 2, 3, maybe even 4 seconds. Lucier, the rookie, saw the one all the way, covered right in front of the DB, took it down the left sideline, got a little block there. Got a little block for one of his teammates, was able to get the ball into the end zone. You love to see that pick 6 Cavaliers.
And with 13:48 left, where it looked like the Cavs were dead to rights, the Volks gave them an early Christmas gift in September. And with that, they're going to go for the 2-point convert to try to tie it up at 8. But they'll take a timeout here as they'll talk about it. But right now, the momentum in a blink of 2 has now shifted towards the Cavaliers as the defense comes up with a big moment of glory. And you got to think back to that OPI, Brent. It would have been a touchdown for Victoriaville, 14-0 lead, and now we start at an 8-6 lead for the visitors.
Exactly, and that was huge, right? And good eye there by the official seeing that one. Listen, receivers, as you know, as a former receiver yourself, right? Receivers get away with a lot in the end zone, right? And obviously the offensive pass interference, most likely a pick being set there, was seen by the officials. They had the flag, brings the ball back 10 yards, counts as a touchdown, right? And we saw the throw right there. Again, like I said, Gwen was late on it. Lucier jumped right in front of it. TD, pick 6.
So there's a bit of a clock issue as too much time elapsed on that play. But that was a highlight moment. And for the Cavaliers, it has rejuvenated their mindset into this second quarter play. 13:48 left, 8-6 lead. They'll go for the 2-point convert and a chance to bring back the parity in this matchup with them and Victoriaville. Brent Block and Mo Khan here, quarter number 2, game number 2, home opener for the Cavaliers, game number 3 for Victoriaville. And we'll see now from the mindset perspective for this Cavalier offense, can they get themselves readjusted in this 2-point sequence? Clark is the second receiver to the right of Peterkin. Peterkin looking, throwing, open, one hopper intended for Jalen Clark, and that will stop that. So an 8-6 lead still in play for Victoriaville. They will get the ball back. And again, Brent, that wind may have dictated that throw, given that it just sailed and sailed and sailed, and it went to Lucier's hands going the other way.
Yeah, that ball, I mean, I think instead of, I think they would have preferred if the ball sailed a bit, was a little bit higher, right? Because again, Clark was open. Clark did a perfect out route right there. He burned the DB by about 3 or 4 steps right there, but again, that ball just fell short. The wind, I think, took it out of the air and caused it to fall at least a yard or 2 flat.
And with that, the sun started to peek out again. Kickoff coming up for the Cavaliers. The wind's going left to right, or right to left. It's swirling everywhere. We're off the St. Lawrence River, and that definitely plays a role in this whole process. A cracking campaign with these two teams. They've had some dust-ups before on the football field. The last one for the Cavaliers against Victoriaville was in 2021 when they won 30-10 in the return from COVID year of football. Since then, Victoriaville has had quite the feast of wins at Seaway. Center field they come, and here they go, middle, and this will be towards the 30 and bouncing back away. And that's a live ball, and for Victoriaville, they'll maintain it. Leroux in on the return, and now Gwen comes back in. And you have to think, Brent, with the wind in their faces, option B might be the ground game.
I think option A should be the ground game. Right? Okay, listen, so we saw in the catch, right? Their first offensive drive, or during the first quarter, I should say, they were facing this way, right? The wind was in their face. Emerson Peterkin, I don't think he completed a single pass in that first quarter. So now we're going to see again Alberti with the passing game for Victoriaville struggling. The run game has been the key to success so far. Why change anything, especially with the wind in your face now, making the ability to pass that much harder?
So far, the passing game, the geometry has not been right for Peterkin. It's been somewhat decent for Victoriaville. It's sun down the eyes of Victoriaville's quarterback. Trepanier on the handoff, left side, around Audouin, and he's brought down by the second-level defense again, this time by Elliott Reed on the tackle.
They can tackle the by Reed, gained by Trepanier of about 6, maybe 7 yards right there. Yeah, I know you talked about earlier, Mo, obviously with Champlain struggling here at Seaway 3 against Victoriaville the last couple of years. Actually going back to 2023, Victoriaville sweeping the Cavs, winning 25-24 at Victoriaville, and a 35-8 here. The last win actually by Champlain here over Victoriaville was all the way back in 2021, right? A 30-10 victory here. Former quarterback Phil Pilche, 4 touchdowns in that game. Noah Sassy, Zach Cloutier, former receivers here, combined 232 yards and 2 touchdowns. The defense for the Cavs had 9 sacks in that game. So obviously the Cavs, the 2025 version, hopefully to get a W here at Seaway, and hopefully their defense could get a couple more sacks. I don't know if they're going to be able to match 9, but if they get even halfway there, 4.5, 5, then it'd be big towards getting a W.
Marchand's brought off the field to Panier, TFL. Exactly. And he was brought down as coming through the blast is Ducheneau on the tackle, and that will be a loss of yards, and this will bring up a 3rd down coming up for the Volks.
So not only did Ducheneau have a good tackle right there, Trepanier also took his shoe as well. So Trepanier now, yeah, he's going to have to take a knee here to tie his shoe. I don't know why he just didn't try to run off the field. That would have probably been a smarter move right there.
Timeout for the Volks, and allowing them to get an extra body out there. Yep. And they will indeed bring on the extra receiver in Castonguay, who'll come on for this passing down. From the 34-yard line, now at the 32-yard line, is 12:27 left here in this first half of play. And Castonguay will be the receiver to the far right. Champlain's defense starting to find a bit of groove here, a bit of juice. Victoriaville brought the bag, and now the Cavaliers are taking that bag away for the moment. Down by 2 in this first half of play. Gwen, 3-man rush, going deep far side. A step on the run, flagging the play, and it will be called indeed as Grimard had a hold of the shirt of Cerezier, and this will be a 1st down for Victoriaville.
Yeah, the problem is right there. So we saw Grimard, he was actually in good position, but what he ended up doing, I think he panicked, and then grabbing the shoulder of the receiver. If Grimard just would have been patient and trusted himself, especially with his length, he would have got there and been able to, at the very least, make a play on the ball.
And with that, 1st down, PI called. They'll move it up 15. And this will be now at the 48-yard line, making 47 3/4 on the field with 12 left in this first half. And what could have been a get-out-of-jail card for the Cavaliers, they remain on the field, and a new set of downs for Victoriaville. As Trepanier had his shoe taken off. And a 3-down lineman looking for the Cavaliers. Another handoff to the middle, dancing their way through, and this will go for about 4 or 5 yards for Mongeau on the carry. And we're seeing Victoriaville try to reestablish the early clues of what they were doing initially of the run, and this wind.
Yeah, Mongeau had a big outing last year against Champlain, right? 28 carries, 145 yards, and a touchdown. I know Trepanier is having a great game, don't get me wrong, but You have to imagine Mongeau wants some carries as well. Hopefully he gets a couple more as this game goes on.
11:20 counting. 2nd and 5 for the Volks. And another handoff, Mongeau. TFL again for the Cavaliers. Victoriaville's defense is known for the TFLs this year, but that is now 2 in the last 3 plays for the Cavaliers on the run stop. And so far the run defense a lot more prevalent than before.
Yes, you saw earlier in this first quarter, right? Well, part of in the first quarter, I should say. My apologies. The Cavs were blitzing. They were sending guys. It was the running back was either making the miss or Cavaliers were blitzing to the wrong side. This time the blitzing seems to be matched up with where Victoriaville is running, and the Cavs are making a ton of stops behind the line of scrimmage.
So from the original line of scrimmage to the 47, it's a 3rd and 10. Back-to-back losses of yards for the Volks. Blitz from the Cavaliers. Gwen's got time, plenty of time, stepping up, sacked, and he throws that away and almost picked off. And that was a near sack for the Cavs. Elliott Reed was looking for the big hit, and the ball came at him in the last second. It looked like Gwen's knee was down, but he got it off in the nick of time. And this brings up a 4th down and a punt for Victoriaville.
Yeah, you got to let Gwen right there, kind of pulling a Patrick Mahomes there, chucking the ball forward, trying to avoid the sack. Mongeau, that almost ended up being a disaster, right? We saw Reed coming down, almost had the INT. Actually, inadvertently laid a big lick there on Mongeau, the running back, who was the intended target of his quarterback after that shot put like pass.
Shot put, it was almost like a bounce pass in basketball. And that will be the first punt of the day for Victoriaville. This is an offense that has scored a plethora of points so far, 79 and 2 points, nearly 40 points a game. Right now they're stuck at 8, and we're almost through 20 minutes of play in this first half. Tricky proposition with the punt, and that will make its way towards the 1 hop. Flagging the play, no yards. So going towards the far side. Grimard still going. He's going. Grimard to the 20. Grimard's got 1 man to beat. He'll not be caught. Touchdown, Cavaliers. Flagging the play. There'll be no yards. And if this is going to hold, Brent, they've gotten 12 points from anything but their offense in this first half.
I was going to say, defense got a pick 6. Special teams now with a touchdown. Offense has to pick up their end of the bargain, but listen, if you're the Cavaliers, you will take it. An exciting punt return for the TD by Grimard.
And Grimard laying down the marker, and now the marker is in the hands of the Cavaliers. He made 1 man miss, and he was off to the races, and the gold medal around his neck as Victoriaville came up 2nd best on the coverage. And now, all of a sudden, Brent, it's a 12-0 run for the Cavaliers since being down 8-0. And they'll go for the 2-point convert again. So Ashton Enfield, who has not kicked that extra point so far in this game, speaking to him earlier this week, before the win factor, he said he'd probably kick 14 in. 14 out, depends on what direction he's going, but right now the wins are going to be a real influence on the kicking game so far.
Right now, at least when he does come out the kick, at least if he does it in the 2nd quarter, the win will be at his back.
Peterkin firing, incompletes. And this was intended for Reed. And it remains a 12-8 lead. So from a long view standpoint, Brent, the Cavaliers have lost 4 points from the 2-point convert, being 0 of 2 from that department. So it remains a 12-8 lead for the Cavaliers over the Volks. And right now for Champlain, 12-0 run. And the Volks have to get themselves back on the front foot, and that has been something that they've not done since the early drive touchdown in the first quarter of play.
As we saw, pretty much this is a boxing fight, right? You'd have to say that the Vikes came out, pardon me, the Vulcans came out and laid a couple of shots, right? They had a couple of haymakers for the first 2 or 3 rounds, and we saw the Cavs now. The Cavs have gotten off the ropes. They've landed a couple uppercuts of their own, right? A couple body blows. Have to see now if Victoriaville now can answer.
And the Cavaliers have come up with the answers to this test. They were late to the test, but right now they're leading this test. And here is the kick coming from Enfield, as he will look to get this ball off with 9:39 left in this first half. Good kick, end over end, returnable, backing up towards the 5. Victoriaville trying to get themselves back, and here they come. This is a good return towards the 25, and a face mask will be called, and this will be brought down. And that is Lavallée, and they'll add on a few more yards to that total. And again, the penalties could be costly for the Cavaliers if they end up losing this game to Victoriaville.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I mean, we talked about it during the first drive, right, for the Cavs defense, giving their opponents free yards. Special teams as well, right? I mean, listen, I understand you want to make the tackle on that, but you got to be aware of where you put your hands. You can't. I believe actually it's going to be a hold here on Victoriaville. So, yeah, listen, the Cavaliers got away with one here. A legal block in the back, actually, against Victoriaville. So, yeah, the Cavs got away with one here, but still, I'll finish my point. You have to be smart. You know you can't grab the face mask, no matter what it is, right? You can grab the front of the jersey. You can grab the inside of the collar on the front side. Obviously, not the back. You don't want the horse collar call to be going against you, but you got to keep your hands clear of the face mask each and every time.
So the starting point for Victoriaville has been pushed back towards the 11 of their end, and they've lost the gallop in their step in terms of their offensive acumen. And here is a 1st and 10 for Gouin. Trepanier, shoe was on, almost slipped on that shoe, and he's brought down just over the 15-yard line, so about a 4-yard gain.
Yeah, good job by Trepanier. Yeah, his right shoe is back on his foot again, the one that was taken off before earlier in this quarter. Good job by him. We saw a couple of defenders are knifing into the backfield right away by the Cavs, but Trepanier using that good field vision, he's able to squeeze a couple yards there. Ended up picking up, I want to say about 5, maybe 6 yards there. 5 yards to be exact on that first down carry.
Mongeau off, blitz from the Cavaliers. Machans blasts his way through. Trepanier evades him, and he'll get enough for a first down. And Trepanier is really showing his 5-star effect that he has as a IO, instant offense, for this Victoriaville offense.
Yeah, but Trepanier's instant offense for this team again. Like, he had a long touchdown run called back before due to a hole, but that hasn't taken away any of the effectiveness, any of the impact he's had so far in this contest.
Plenty of adventure in this game. Twitchy has been, it's been nip and tuck in how this game has gone so far with 8:05 left. And rolling now is Gouin, your side. That is caught out of bounds is Cerezier. And this will be close to a first down, but we'll get about 4 or 5 yards on the play.
Cerezier, again, he had a touchdown call back as well, right? Again, due to that pass interference against the offense. So good catch there by him. He had a little shaky start, 2 drops earlier in the contest, but it looks like he's kind of found his footing right now.
2nd and 4 from the 23, 7:52 left. Brent Brock and Mocon on this Sunday afternoon. It's been a teasing game of highlights, and right now, most of the highlights have come from the Cavaliers of late. And there's a highlight jab move right there by Trepanier as he gets to the 30, and we're going to 3rd down in short.
Yeah, good tackle right there. Again by big number 99, Hayden DeMonte. So it's good to see him back in the lineup. Again, he came out of the game in the first quarter due to injury. Again, one of the veterans on this defensive line for Champlain.
3rd and 2. Money play coming up for Gouin. Can they get themselves a new set of life of downs? 3-pack to the left of Gouin. Champlain going with a 3-4 defense this season. Can they hold serve on this play on the defense? A blitz again. Here is Gouin, evades the blitz. He has space throwing it, and that is caught by Cerezier, and he'll have enough for a first down, and brought down by the 2nd-level defense of the Cavaliers on that tackle by Dion Simina.
Yeah, good catch there. Good concentration right there by Cerezier. The defender is right in his back pocket. May even got a hand on the ball. And speaking about number 12 there, Tyler Grimard. Somehow, though, the receiver ended up making a catch. You see an injured Champlain Cavalier there, down number 13.
Jeremiah Francis is off, and now in the game is Ryan Cole for the Cavs. South of 7 in this first half. 1st and 10 from the 46. Gouin showing the agility required as a quarterback, as he's evaded some hits. Hand off middle through the teeth, and Trepanier at the 50, and brought down by the linebacking core of the Cavaliers. You pick your linebacker on that tackle to bring up a 2nd and 5.
Yeah, see the big man, number 0, Baptiste Audouin. He thought he was held on the play. He was looking at one of the referees. Unfortunately for him, no flag is going to be coming. So again, a good pick up there by Trepanier. Pick up of about 4. It could have been a loss of about 2 or 3 right there.
12-8 lead in this first half. 12-0 run for the Cavaliers. And right now, the Volks trying to get themselves some points. A blitz again from the middle. Trepanier to the left. Machance misses the tackle, still going. Missed tackles galore by the Cavaliers. That was like a wave of layers of missed tackles at Trepanier. With his horsepower, was able to power away into the 50-yard line of the Cavaliers' territory.
Yeah, Machonis missed the tackle. So Juan missed the tackle as well. They would have dropped him for either a loss or a very minimal gain right there. But again, the running back there, again, all the young running backs, as I always say every year, keep the feet moving. That's what Trepanier did right there. He's able to get the corner and pick up the first down.
First and 10 from the 50-yard line, that is, for the Cavaliers territory. Another handoff. Trepanier is gliding his way through, and it feels like he's just getting stronger and stronger as he's being fed the football more and more. There's a flag in the backfield, and we'll see who this will be against. Clock is stopped with 5:38 left, and the hand clapping for Victoriaville means we're moving forward in favor of Victoriaville.
That's again 3 yards right there for the Victoriaville offense. Cavs have to be smarter here with the ball. Pardon me, on defense, I should say.
And this will bring up a new set of downs from the 30, now make a 29-yard line. And Cerezier is the lone receiver on the left, a 4-pack to the right of Gouin. Trepanier to the right of Gouin. And here's Trepanier again, the play action, and Gouin is sacked. No fooling around with the front four. Machance in on the sack, along with the linebacker coming in from the second level in Diosimina, and that will be the first sack on this drive for the Cavaliers.
Yeah, it could have come at a better time. Make the Victoriaville rather go backwards a little bit again after their success in the run game, and obviously that penalty on a previous play. So if you're Champlain, you definitely want to push your opponents backwards a little bit. And we saw the tandem sack right there, lots of 8 yards.
And this will be from the 37 of the Champlain territory. Gouin, passing play, pumping, looking, flooding, waiting, and he is sacked again. The veteran, Ryan Ogello, coming through, and that's back-to-back sacks, and now they're pinned at the 46-yard line. There's a flag in the back end of the field, and this might be benefiting the Victoriaville offense. It will indeed. And this will push them up. And the penalty was against the secondary and Elliott Reed.
I was going to say, I thought Victoriaville was running a screen right there. Ogello, he got in there so easily. He was barely touched. I was like, okay, here comes the screen. And then I saw the offensive lineman just turning around and trying to get back to make a block instead of, running towards the side to make a block for the running back downfield or receiver. The O-line has to do a better job. And listen, Victoriaville got bailed up by that penalty right there, but the O-line has to do a better job up front to protect their quarterback. It's almost back-to-back sacks right there by the Cavs defense.
With that, 4:30 left here in this first half.
Yeah, they do.
Trepanier, a beautiful piece of machinery, is about to score a beautiful touchdown for Victoriaville. Vision, execution, quality, and they're up by a score of 14-12.
Yeah, that was like a parting of the seas right there. Big run right up the middle, Trepanier. I don't think he was even touched on all the way in there. Got a 27-yard TD run.
And when it was dead to rights in a cul-de-sac for Victoriaville, they were able to dig themselves out of that hole and come up with glory, and they're back up in the pole position again, up by 2. And penalties has been the demise for both teams in this game, and it cost Champlain dearly on that drive. What could have been from the 47 ends up being 7 for the Victoriaville Volks, pending this extra point, which is converted. And now they're up by a score of 3, 15-12, with 4:22 left in this first half. An almost Ashton Genty-like run by Trepanier on that.
Let's see if Ashton Genty's going to help you guys out today against the Patriots. I imagine right now the Patriots must be up by about 2 touchdowns on your Raiders.
And right now the Volks looking to add. And for the Cavaliers, some work to do now in offense. And Brent, you mentioned it before. The points have come off of special teams
and defense.
And we've not really seen Emerson Peterkin, who has been the back-to-back league MVP, be unleashed. He's 263 away from 4,000 in his career. And I don't think he's had any passes of totaling more than 30 yards.
No, I mean, again, the offense struggled, especially in the first half. Again, we talked about it, right? The wind was in his face. in the second half, pretty much. I mean, pretty much Victoriaville's been on the field for the majority of the second half here. So now let's see with the wind at his back what Emerson Peterkin can do. We all know the talent is there. I said earlier in the game, though, they got pretty much essentially almost a brand new receiving corps. Yeah, sure. James Anderson, one of the only veterans, and Isaiah Sassy, the only two veterans really on this receiving corps. Everyone else is all rookies. The run game, again, the two-headed monster, Tashawn, Gordon, and Ralph. Obviously, that's not anymore. Gordon is gone, but Ralph is still there, and he has been effective so far this season. So we like to see, obviously, he had a fumble earlier, but we want to see Ralph get a couple more carries here in this game and get the run game going for Champlain.
And that's like a chip shot golf club, and it might have been the wrong golf club out there. It was almost a 9-iron that he brought out instead of the driver. So the Cavaliers will get decent field position. No return on that play from the 33. Brent Bach and Mo Khan here on this Sunday afternoon. 4:18 left, 15-12 lead for Victoriaville. We've been going back and forth, and now it is Emerson Peterkin. We'll see what they do. And again, we talked about Jaden Ralph. He had the fumble early in the first quarter. So some of the bigger names in this offense has not really lived up to the big name status yet.
Yeah, it's been disappointing, definitely. But again, listen, Jaden Ralph is the man for this offense. Last week he gets a Huntsick rate, 12 carries, 100 yards, a touchdown, average 8 yards a carry. You have to imagine this Sean Main and his coaching staff. They're not happy with Ralph with the fumble, but Jaden Ralph, you have to expect he's going to get a couple more carries. And if I was Champlain right now, I'd give him the ball on first down.
Isaiah Sassy, and there's a flag, and there might be a delayed game here. Yep. Time count violation, delayed game, so they'll move him back. And that's the one thing here at Seaway, you don't see the play clock. So sometimes you get lost in the storm of conversation, of audibles, and they're moving back by 5, so it'll be a 1st and 15 for. And the Cavaliers are complaining about something. So this will be a 1st and 15. Sassy, Longo, and Anderson on the right of Peterkin. Peterkin stepping up, middle, open, Reed, he's gone. 30, 20, vision, execution. Emerson Peterkin, the touchdown creator, and Darius Reed, the touchdown maker, and they're back up by 3.
And that's what I've been waiting for. Darius Reed, only 2 catches for 21 yards last week. That's the speed and the versatility that he brings to this lineup. I had a chance to watch his games last year for the LaSalle Warriors. I score kept all his home games last year, and he was like the end-all, be-all last year. He played defense, he played, even played a little quarterback, and obviously played receiver, played special teams as well. He is electric with the ball in his hands. And Champlain Cavaliers fans, let me tell you, you're seeing it for the first time here at home. This is only the beginning of what you can expect at a number 8, Darius Reed. 77-yard catch and run, clinical by the Cavaliers. And now they're up by 3, and Enfield get his first kick of the day on the extra points. So you talk about Maddox Sundays. This has been a twisted tale multiple times in the storyline between these two teams. 18-15 lead, 3:39 left in this first half. The hold, the kick, and the kick is good. 19-15 lead, and Brent, it might come down to that potential missed 2-pointers by the Cavaliers. That could have been extra points, which could have had them up by 6, but they're only up by 4. Yes, exactly. I mean, listen, I understand the logic of going for 2 points, right? After the first touchdown, they were up by 4. They wanted to make it 6. Same thing after the second touchdown, right? But again, just take the extra points. Just take the 1-point conversions. They do matter. 2 is obviously better than 1, but the 1-point conversion, the kicks do matter, right, at the end of the game. So you don't want to be giving up too many of them, always trying to go for 2. Right now, the Cavaliers are 0 for 2 on 2-point conversion. Smartly there, going for the 1-point conversion, which was good to make it a 19-15 game.
So for the Cavaliers and for Emerson Peterkin, he's, I believe, now 185 away from 4,000 in his career. And right now, that is the biggest touchdown in the young career of Darius Reed, as the Cavaliers will punt the ball, kick off the ball now.
And I had a chance I ran into Darius Reed on Friday. It was in LaSalle scorekeeping. The Warriors, obviously, Emerson Peterkin's dad, Andy Peterkin, one of the heads down there. Actually, congratulations to Andy Peterkin getting the W last night for the LaSalle Warriors. Their bantam team over the Laval Bulldogs. I'll finish my thought after this play.
Return now coming towards the near side, towards the middle, back over to the middle, still going towards the middle, and nothing more than a muddle of gray uniforms tackling Lavallee on that return.
Yeah, good job on the special teams there, making sure they close down those return lanes. Yeah, but again, so The game Friday night, where I saw the Mitchell team playing, Darius Reed was there. He was helping out filming the game, and that I had a chance to talk to him briefly. And I asked him how excited is he for today. He goes, "Yeah, I'm very excited. I'm ready to go." And I looked at him. I saw the look in his eyes, the look on his face, and I could tell 100% he was locked in then. He's definitely locked in now. Big touchdown to give Champlain the lead.
And again, remember that pooch kick by the Victoriaville Volks that opened up that potential scoring right there for Reed. Here is Trepanier, who is definitely a guy that can open up the scoring. Is there a flag of the play perhaps? No. Play on we go. Brought down just shy of the 30-yard line with 3 minutes left. So the 3-minute warning. We're in the thick end of the 3 minutes in this first half of play. They should be putting back 3 minutes as so much time elapsed. So they'll add about 5 seconds left to that. 19:15 left in this first half play.
I tell you what, Victoriaville, Olivier Mongeau, the other running back, he got away for hold. Mashonas, the defensive end, number 22, he was coming down to make the tackle, and Mongeau definitely had a hold on him. You can even see it right here from our broadcast area. A lot of the coaches, as well for Champlain, thought the same thing. So again, Victoriaville lucky to get away with that one right there. Instead of loss of a couple yards, ended up getting a 6-yard gain.
So they'll have the water break 3-minute warning here. Thick end of this first half. 19-15 lead for the Cavs. And right now, we talk about the offense, Brent. It's not the quantity of plays, it's been the quality of plays.
Yeah.
That was a quality play right there by Champlain. But again, the quantity of time of possession has been favoring Victoriaville, but yet they're down by 4.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how long you have the ball if you're not always putting it into the end zone, right? So obviously the last offensive drive for the Volks, obviously Trepanier, that big run down the middle, 27-yard, busted out right down the middle for a touchdown. But we saw right away Darius Reed answering back. You got to love the result there for Champlain. So now with 3 minutes exactly remaining here in this first half, who's going to score next? Or the other side of the coin, obviously, is who can make a stop here. Champlain obviously is hoping it's them. Let's see how this one ends up.
And right now they've not stopped the man wearing the number 4 shirt. Pierre-Jean Trepanier has been fabulous today. His clock is rolling south of 3 in this first half. Here is Trepanier. And there goes lethal weapon 4 up ahead towards the 31-yard line, brought down by a multiple number of Cavalier players on that tackle. And this will bring up second down here as Duchesneau was in on the play for the Cavs.
Good tackle there by Duchesneau, stopping the big running back from picking up that first down. So it appears now it's going to be about 3rd and 4 here. So, I mean, if you're Victoriaville, you could go to the pass, but if you're them, you have to imagine to stick with the run here. It's been successful. Why go away from it?
Trepanier again to the left. He's got a first down and more. Stiff arming his way through, and he's brought down by the shoelaces. And this time it is Carmel in on the tackle. And this will be a first down just at the 45-yard line. But so far, the running game for Victoriaville has energized itself, have come up big now.
Well, the running game has re-energized their offense, but again, Victoriaville getting away for another hold. Ryan Miguel, the linebacker, was trying to come in for the tackle. We saw the big tackle there, the right tackle, number 66, Olivier Lamontagne, go for a hold. That was clear to everybody here on the sideline.
Blitz from Mashonas. And here is the run, and that is brought down by the second-level defense. Mongeau might have gotten a yard, but you saw some gray uniforms flying in with no fear, and this will bring up a second down. Clock is down to 2:13.
Yeah, as soon as Mongeau got the ball, he saw about 3 black jerseys right in front of his face. Again, credit to him for getting that 1 yard. But again, if you're this Victoriaville offensive line, you've had your way in the trenches with the run game. If they want to score before this half is done, they have to keep that going.
2:05 left in this first half. Victoriaville on the march. Blitz from Mashonas. Play action. Gwen, middle, open, and a diving catch at the 50. And you talk about the big hitter in Willette, his second catch. He's been very quiet so far, and now they're going to no-huddle offense.
Yeah, exactly, and now we're so better for the offense. Right? The defense is tired right now. And again, the success of the run game, that's what opens up that play action. Right there, fake to the running back. A lot of linebackers kind of froze right there. They assumed it was going to be another handoff. Allowed the receiver to get open in that area, but between the safety and the linebackers.
1:45 and counting. Now the handoff, Mongeau dancing, brought down by Baptiste Audouin and Machonis. Clock will still roll here, so you would imagine that Victoriaville, if they don't score, they want to minimize whatever clock's left over if Champlain were to get the ball back.
Yeah, that's exactly it. If you're Victoriaville, you want to march the field. Obviously, you want to come out of here with points, but you also want to milk that clock. Like you said, Mo, you don't want to give the ball back to your opponents with any time left on the clock, and obviously you don't want to give them a chance to score.
2nd and 9, only a single yard on that. To Cavaliers, will get more than a single yard, and here he goes for about 3-4 yards, and he's brought down again by the very active Duchesneau, who's had his 3rd tackle of the day against Victoriaville's run game.
Sonimina, he had to make that tackle right there. Big number 54. He's had a solid game so far. You have to imagine he's going to go back and watch the tape. He could have made that tackle and dropped the running back for a loss.
Savard LeMay in the lineup now, taking over for Dwayne, wearing number 91. He'll be over the ball on this down. 3rd and 5 for Gouin, flag, and this will be procedure on Victoriaville, the move back 5, and this will give Champlain some breathing room.
So the previous play gave them a gain of 5, my apologies, but again, now the penalty there, the false start, legal procedure, if you will, drops them back 5 more yards, so now...
Oh, no, they're moving up 5, so this is offside.
Oh, wow. Oh, offside defense, yeah.
So with that, this should give them more than enough for a first down with 1:25 left.
Oh, they went and it was offside.
And with 19-15 lead in the back pocket of the Cavaliers, it should be a 1st and down for the Volks, which is indeed. Blitz again, Gouin looking, waiting, flushed out, and on the ankle, throwing that ball, and that somehow evaded not 1 but 2 players on the field. That was intended for Lavallée. And in a Cirque du Soleil moment right there for the DB, and Declan Karch couldn't get his body in the right degree to get that ball repelled away.
Again, Gouin last week against Drummondville, right? He had 316 yards and 2 touchdowns, right? You wouldn't know it to see how he's playing right here. I mean, he's had almost 2 Will Levis-like plays right there. Again, sometimes you just got to take the sack or throw the ball away to the sideline. You can't be throwing it over the middle of the field like that.
Reminiscent of Brock Purdy in the Super Bowl. Here's the play action. Gouin flushed out again, and the reaction is to throw that ball away smartly.
There you go.
And with that being a 3rd and 10 from the 38, was there any receiver in the area? And it appears that there was indeed, and they'll have a 3rd down coming up.
Yeah, Brock Purdy gets throw right there, realizes you're not going to get anything out of it. Throw it away, be smart, live to fight another down.
Timeout call by Victoriaville. And with that, 1:07 left.
Okay, so we're here again, as I said, throughout this contest, right? The Victoriaville offense, for the most part, has been one-dimensional. They've had success with the ground game, and I keep on asking, why go away from it? But again, you have to mix in the pass here and there, right? You want to keep the defense honest. If you're the Cavs over here, if you can just tighten up a little bit more defensively in the run game, we've seen it in the spurts. Beginning of the 2nd quarter, they tightened up a bit in the run game. Even at the end of the 1st quarter, they tightened up. But again, they have to avoid letting these big runs, right? Because we've seen Trepanier, again, had a 27-yard touchdown. He's had a ton of runs. Even Mongeau, limited carries, he's had some big runs as well. If you could take away those big gains on the ground, then you force your opponents to have to pass a little bit more. It's going to be on this this front 7. Again, 3-4 defense this year for the Cavs. It's going to be on those 3 D linemen and 4 linebackers. And you know what, even a safety or 2 or a corner or 2 to come down on the blitz and really plug up the holes in this run game.
Tail of the tape in this game. Momentum has been in the balance. No one has seized it. Victoriaville had it. Champlain had it for a moment. And now the Volks are fighting their way through with 1:07 left. A 3rd and 10 coming up here for the visitors. Gouin, passing play. And that is going to be received well enough by Lavallée. It'll be short of a 1st down, but it's decision time for Victoriaville. Do they go for here, Brent? For Stéphane Réval, he's got to decide, and he's keeping this offense out there, knowing it's no man's land with the win being what it is.
Yeah, again, the wind's in their face as it was for the Cavs in the 1st quarter. I don't blame them for going for it here. It looks like it's going to be about 4th and 6, maybe 7 here, though. It's not necessarily given, especially considering the struggles of the passing game for Victoriaville.
Maybe perhaps drive them offside. We'll see now. Gouin. 4th down, here we go. Incomplete. Intended for Ouellet. And the Cavs will get the ball back with 40 seconds left. So the bad news for Victoriaville, they come up empty But if there's any solace to this whole process, they don't leave much time for Champlain with 40 seconds left in this first half.
Yeah, 40 seconds. I mean, listen, right now, Champlain is getting the ball back at their, I want to say, 34-yard line. So, I mean, it's not impossible to move the ball downfield. Again, listen, we saw on the last touchdown, right? Darius Reed, all you need is one play, one guy to get open deep, and they can do something. So that's what the Cavs here do offensively. A rare misfire, a rare drop, though, by Ouellette. Ouellette, 6 catches, 209 yards. 2 tutties last week against Drummondville. Again, he has been the best receiver in D3 so far this season, so a rare drop there by him.
40 seconds left for Peterkin. They were quick fire last drive. Will it be burning now? Peterkin going deep. This time, Longo, first down and more. The St. Leo native will get the ball at the 51-yard line, and the Cavs are on the march.
Big, nice throw right there by Peterkin, and Longo leaping up over the defensive back to make sure he can get the catch. Great play by him. This rookie making an impact. 4 touches, 4 receptions last week, 3 TDs against Huntsick. Doesn't have a TD yet, but this could be the biggest play of the first half for Champlain if they're able to turn it into a score.
Clock is rolling. The Cavs have to work with efficiency. Peterkin rolling to his right, stepping, looking, firing deep. Here is a chance, and there goes the chance for Sassy. And with 18.6 left, he had the step, but the wind might have been influential on that throw, Brent, because that went a little bit further than normal.
Yeah, so it's either the wind picked that up or Peterkin feeling the wind. It's like, you know what, I have to cut it down there as hard as I can. And Sassy, again, Sassy running a corner route. He had at least 2 or 3 steps on his defender, but again, the pass just a little bit off the mark. As you talked about, Mo, obviously, most likely due to the wind.
So with that, 18.6 left in this first half. Could they get themselves into field goal range? NFL says he's good from 40 in. They'll need at least about 15 yards minimum. Peterkin stepping up. Sacked. Brought down. He was slipping on that play. And that time, the blitz came through from Hero Chantal, his first sack of the day. And that came at a crucial moment here for the Volks.
Yeah, that's a big sack there for Victoriaville. I tell you what, Jalen Clark there was running an out route. He was open. He had at least 3 steps on a linebacker who was trying to cover in there, and Elliot Tanguay, number 44. If Peterkin would have got potential for a second or 2 more, I think he would have found Clark on that crosser underneath.
Jalen Clark could have been it, but he won't be it. This could be the last play for the Cavaliers. Peterkin, and he will still keep himself alive. Still going, and now he will be body slapped in. You pick your Volk on that sack, and this time it was Tanguay in on the sack. And now both teams a little bit upset at each other, as it was a NASCAR-like effort of bodies crashing right there. We're through the first half. 19 for the home side, 15 for Victoriaville. Stay tuned here from Champlain. First half done, second half coming up in 20 minutes.
doing that, we can't pay your full price that you're charging per game. So I was like, find the people media and come back to us, and we'll let you know if that works or if we need to change. And he was like, that's fine. So hopefully that's okay.
good.
There's too much bounce in it. Alright, don't go up just yet, wait for the others.
My friend, Marvin has to my friend. Woo! Yes, sir! Yes, sir!
All right, welcome back as we get ready for second half action here from Skiway as the Cavaliers are up by a score of 19-15. Champlain a little bit late arriving to the bench here as they were given a warning by the officials for this game here. Brent Bach and Mo Khan as we get ready for second half action from Seaway. Brent, all right, tail of the tape. It was quite the swinging of momentum here. And we'll see now how this plays out for the second half. And with that, and the kick is up and we're ready to go for the second half. It is Grimard who will let Reed take this ball, who scored his first touchdown in the home debut. Reed dancing his way up ahead towards the 30, and he's brought down. That is where the Cavaliers will begin their next adventure with Emerson Peterkin, who's now 174 away from 4,000 in his passing career yards.
He's going to look to add. He's going to look to have a better second half. than he did in the first half. Obviously, that big touchdown to Reed was the highlight of the pass game in the first half, but that's pretty much it, right? Again, the wind played a factor. Obviously, right now, the wind is in his face again to start this third quarter. So we're going to have to see how he comes out. Obviously had a chance to go into the locker room with all the coaches and talk about what they want to do here to start this this opening drive of the second half. Let's see if Champlain relies a bit more on the run game here, giving the ball to Ralph, number 20 in the backfield, or they put the ball on the shoulders of Emerson Peterkin.
First and 10 from the 30 for the Cavaliers. Wide snap, Ralph dashes his way through. His second carry is much better than his first carry. Still going strong, and he's bounced off the field by the linebacker in a mid-ball cut. And this will bring up a second down here, and you hear the staff saying drop your shoulders on that run.
That big hit there by Marcotte. He had 3 tackles in the game last year against Champlain. But that's a good run. Oh, penalty again. Yeah, so that's exactly how they started the game. Penalty against Champlain, making a big run go the opposite way now. Unfortunately, Ralph had a nice run there. Good vision, showed a nice cutback ability, but again, holding, I believe, was a call here going against Champlain.
And it's been almost a DNA of holds for the Cavaliers in this game. And that nullifies a run for Ralph. And this will bring up first and 20 with 14:10 left here in this second half of play underway. Peterkin, swing pass. Ralph on the turn. Ralph gets a block to the 25. Flagging the play. Ralph will go out to the 45. And this will be all for naught. He's brought down inside the midfield stripe. And this will be going back to the way here, and the referee will be parking the reverse direction for the Cavaliers.
Oh my.
Yeah, moving his stick in reverse for sure, and that's going to be on number 4. And Ralph there, he had Jaden Ralph. He had a nice block, but then the defender was able to kind of turn his body around, so Ralph ended up having to hold the defender who was trying to make the tackle on Ralph. So got another big play by the running back for Champlain, but it gets called back again due to a penalty.
Jalen Ralph will be called for that, and almost a carbon copy of their early drive that they had in the first half when they started from the 50 and got back to the 5 the other way. And if they don't move the ball an inch here, Brent, perhaps another 2-point.
This is the second time, right? And facing the same way they're facing, where they've been looking at a 1st and 30, right? I mean, right now you just want to run the ball, try to get something up the middle, try and get out of the shadow of your own end zone.
Draw play. Ralph once more as he'll hurdle his way towards the 18 as he's brought down by a couple of Volks, and that time it is number 31 and Tristan Dubray in on the tackle for the visitors.
So you like Ralph there trying to jump to get a couple extra yards, but that's dangerous. He already has 1 fumble, so leaving the ground like that isn't the smartest move. Also, look how he's carrying the ball. He has the ball in his inside arm, right? You always thought as a running back, or even as anyone is carrying the ball, right? You have to keep your ball, put it to your outside arm, your outside shoulder, if you will, right? Have it closer to the sideline. He had it there on the inside. That's a recipe for a potential fumble right there.
Artistic gravity, not so much on that play. 2nd and 27 for the Cavs. Blitz from the near side, going to the far side, incomplete. And that was intended for Anderson. And he hasn't had many targets so far in this game. And again, for this Cavalier offense, we've not seen sustained drives where we've seen different players, whether it's Longo, Reed, Anderson, or Ralph for that matter.
And again, like I said earlier, right? It's pretty much essentially a brand new receiving course for the team. Again, Anderson and Sassy don't need 2 returning players for a receiving core, right? Vendito, Ba, Reed, Longo, these guys are all rookies, right? They're trying to find their way in this explosive offense. It's going to take some time. And again, we see right there, Peterkin and his receivers, it's not on the same page right there.
3rd and 27. Not many options on 3rd and 27 for the Cavs. Peterkin's got the option. Longo in stride. Longo is going 40, 30, 20, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Touchdown Cavaliers.
So obviously Longo and his quarterback Peterkin, they were on the same page on that one right there. Nice go route by Longo. He had about 4 or 5 steps on his guy and scored a nice touchdown right there. So his 4th touchdown in 2 games for the rookie Massimo Longo.
The accelerator was on, the ability and imagination was there, and the Cavaliers are up by 10. And now a chance to go up by 11. Simply sumptuous pass by Peterkin to Longo. And Brent, I believe now, if I do my math correctly here, and give me like 3 minutes to figure this out here. So 13 plus, that is a 32, then add another 55, and that gives me, how many yards? 87? So he is now inside 95 yards from 4,000 in his career. So for the Cavaliers, it was literally an execution that they got the stay of execution, and now they're up by 11. And for Victoriaville, you look by their body expression, they got a left hook to the jaw, and they are wobbly at the knees.
I'm counting about, from the 13-yard line again with this Canadian field. Yeah, it's almost a 90-yard touchdown right there.
Well, 13, so 87 yards, so roughly 32, 55, add another 55. So 32 plus 55 gives you 87.
Yeah. Like I said, almost a 90-yard touchdown right there.
I was right the first time. I knew I was right the first time.
The look of...
well, the wind was in my eyes, so that's why I had
pretty unsure of yourself right there at the initial mathematics.
Well, the wind was in my eyes. That made the look a little bit off-centered here, so that's what will happen. But it happens sometimes.
So with big touchdown right there. Nice touchdown.
Absolutely. So Peter now is inside 90 yards or so from 4,000 in his career, but right now the Cavaliers have the inside track, potentially win number 2 with them up by 11. Big plays has been the DNA so far. Could Victoriaville now get their big play? Yes! Not in that kickoff return, as that was taken away by Dubreuil. And now here come the Volks. Work to be done here. They were up 8-0 to start off this game. Since then, they've been outscored 26-7 by the Cavaliers.
Yeah, again, that pendulum of momentum that the Cavs got going in that second half. Again, that touchdown by Reed was the closing score of that first half, I should say. They brought it over now to the second half. Let's see now their defense can continue keeping the pendulum swinging in their direction. Let's see if they can get a stop here and get the ball back to their offense.
Mongeau on the backfield with Trepanier, the 2 horses that they are. And here is Mongeau on the play action. Here is Gouin open, and he had the man open. And that was a one-hopper from the shortstop to Lavallée, who, if that was in stride, he might have been going house call.
Yeah, definitely. Lavallée was open. There was no one within at least 5, almost 10 yards of him. When Gouin has to set his feet on that throw. He had the time. The linebackers and that defense bit on that play action fake. He had time to set his feet and let off a better throw than that.
Second and 10 from the 29 for the Volks on their side of the field. Gouin. Here's the opening. And that was overcooked, and that was intended for Lavallée again. He had a step on the secondary of the Cavaliers. In on the coverage was Zachary Carmel, and this will bring up a 3rd and 10. And this is where Champlain's been very twitchy, taking penalties that has resulted in first downs for Victoriaville. So now a big moment here for the Cavaliers defense against the Volks.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head right there. The Cavs defense has to be disciplined here. Obviously, they have to stay. D-line has to try and stay in their rush lanes and try to create some pressure to get Gouin to get rid of the ball, but you can't take a roughing the passer. You can't. The secondary can't take a holding or legal contact, pass interference, none of that. Just play sound football right here.
Gouin, crosser. Here is Mongeau, and that is going to be helped, and that will be stopped. Momentum will be stopped, and that will be short of the first down. And he was brought down and denied by Jeremiah Francis, and this will bring up a 4th down. And it appears Victoriaville will keep the offense on the field. Is this too early in the second half here, Brent? Or now they're going to punt it?
Yeah, they need to punt.
The casino is only a 200-yard distance from where we are. That would have been a huge gamble early in the second half, even though they're still in this game down by 11.
Yeah, definitely. You don't want to roll the dice right here if you're Victoriaville. Listen, I mean, it's not the result you wanted offensively, but right now you're going to be punting from about your own 25-yard line. Let your defense try to make a stop. You're going to need to make a stop eventually, so why not give them a chance to do it right here? Punt the ball. Don't go for it on 4th down, because if you don't get it, you give your opponents back in Champlain the ball at your own 25-yard line.
High snap. Champlain playing the punt safe, and the 5-iron sent that ball into the bushes. So the Cavaliers will have their best start of the day on this drive coming up here from the 52-yard line. And for this Cavalier team, Brent, you have to think this could be a moment that could really change the narrative of this game. They score here, Brent, they could be up by 3 scores on the Volks.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I mean, listen, I think if they can score here being Champlain, I think this game might be over. I know it's a little early to say that, but with the way Champlain's playing right now on both sides of the ball, I don't like Victoriaville's chances of coming back again. They struggled on special teams and they struggled with passing the ball. You can't run the ball all game long if you're down by that many points, assuming the Cavaliers here can get a touchdown.
The Volks need to show some bite. The Cavaliers have had plenty of bite with the big plays. Ralph slithering his way through, plus territory, and that'll be about 7-8 yards on that play. Second down coming up here for the Cavs.
A good run by Ralph right there. Saw a little bit of light and just run right towards it. So pick up of, I want to say, 6, maybe even 7 yards around first down. Now you're setting up second and manageable, right? It's about 2nd and 3. At the most 4, right? You can stick with the run here if you're Champlain. You can go with the pass. You can maybe even catch your defense sleeping. You can run a screen. A lot of different options here for Emerson Peterkin and his offense.
And for the Cavaliers, ball control as well. You want to squeeze the clock and really force the agenda on the Volks, who are on their heels. The Cavaliers are on their toes, attacking with intent. Could the accelerator get going here for the Cavs? Blitz from the Volks. Far side, caught by Longo. First down and more. The pirouette, still going on the pirouette to the 40-yard line. Inside of that, and the Cavaliers will move the sticks.
Good play action fake right there by Peterkin, the quarterback. Fake the handoff to Ralph. I saw at least 1 or 2 linebackers stop right there, hesitate for a second, and that's all he needed. Not the greatest ball to Longo, so great hands there by Longo. The pass was a little bit low, but the receiver able to reach down and make a big play and pick up more than enough for the first down. Right now, you like the way the Cavs offense is moving the ball downfield. They're missing in the run a little bit, but they're hitting a lot of big plays through the air.
Champlain showing a twinkle in their attacking intents. 8:34 left in this third quarter play, up by 11. Motion man is Sassy. Rolling to his left is Peterkin. And he will throw that in double team, and this will be a flag on the play. There's 2 flags on the play, and this might be benefiting the Cavaliers. And I think the Volks have an argument here, Brent, because Bellavance did not really hit Peterkin, but they might call it roughing the quarterback here.
Yeah, that's number 92, Christophe Bellavance. He did not hit the quarterback at all. He barely touched Peterkin. But definitely I agree with that pass interference call downfield. We saw the receiver for Champlain was open. That was number 5 for Isaiah Sassy. He was open.
No, it was a hold on the Cavaliers, so it's offsetting here. So because the referee threw the flag at Peterson's area.
The ball is +5. They got 15. They got a 10. Oh, you're moving. Oh, they called contact.
So they call contact here. So legal contact on Victoriaville, and so a lot of laundry to sort out here. But nonetheless, though, the initial reaction from Victoriaville, they thought they'd be called for roughing the passer.
Now I'm glad the referee's didn't call back because again, Christophe Bellavance, he got there in time. He got there almost in time. He couldn't get the sack obviously, but he barely touched Peterkin as Peterkin delivered the ball.
And Max Crosby like Twitch on his rush end ability.
It's like Crosby not getting there in time. I agree.
8:05 left in this third quarter play. Ralph slipping and sliding, and one thing to look at here for those who are watching the Cavaliers for the first time this season, this is a new turf, and a lot of the players from both sides have been slipping over here and have not had the proper traction. Is now coming the game is Anderson for this next play, and this will be a 2nd and 5 coming up here for the Cavaliers. That'll be moved back now by a few yards.
So the new turf does look great, obviously, and rightfully so. And obviously Champlain, they've had training camp. Obviously they practiced ahead of their week 1 victory over Huntsic on this turf. But turf in general, right, it's all the rubber or the crushed tires. It takes a while to work it in, right? The players have to kind of find their groove, right, on this turf. So it's going to take a while.
Peterkin thought about the swing. He'll take off. Peterkin's got the first down and more. Still going to the 20, and he will go out of bounds. And he read that well because option A was clogged, and he went through the B pipeline, and he got himself through for a first down.
Yeah, good play right there. You see Peterkin never afraid to run, 150 yards on the ground last year, averaging 4 yards a carry. Definitely got more than that on that first down run right there by Emerson Peterkin, keeping this drive alive for Champlain.
Sense of adventure from Emerson Peterkin. The ability and imagination of this 30-year pivot, a wonderful talent, a gem among the crown jewels here at Champlain. And right now, this Victoriaville defense, a little bit perplexed. They had a wonderful start, the Volks defense, the first 2 games of the year. And so far, they've not been able to get much on Peterkin in this game overall.
No, hey, they're playing a high half.
6:45 left in this third quarter.
Yeah, the X was there.
Ralph, and he got around the first wave, still going, and he'll surf under the waves towards the 10-yard line, and this will bring up a second down here for the Cavaliers.
Yeah, good run right there by Ralph. Again, able to keep his legs moving and picking out. I don't think he picked up the first down there right there. Yeah, picked up about an additional yard or two, dragging a couple of defenders with him, now setting up, I believe it was second and a long 3 right here.
And with that, the Cavaliers have 6:15 left. Starting to put the vice grip on the Volks in this third quarter.
Yeah, but George.
Can they get themselves an insurance policy on a 2nd and 5? Peterkin to his left. Protection, going end zone. Touchdown, Cavaliers. Jalen Clark, his first touchdown of the day. And for Jalen Clark, a massive touchdown of the season, his first of the year. And the Cavaliers are up by a score of 32-15.
Yeah, Clark, who didn't get a catch against Victoria last year, came up with arguably his biggest of the day. Of course, he had a big play earlier in the game that was turned away, or negated, I should say, due to a penalty. He'll give up that one to get the one he just got right there. Big touchdown extending this lead now for the Cavaliers, 32-15. He did a nice route, able to get past the defender, and he was wide open.
Clark on the grab, and this firebrand offense is starting to sizzle in this early September game from Seaway 3. Enfield on for the extra point to perhaps make it an 18-point lead. The hold and the botch, and that is no good. So the Cavaliers keep this at 17, which still gives a chance for Victoriaville. They're down by 3 scores, so they'll need at least 2 touchdowns and a field goal to tie this game up without reply. But now, Brent, this is a Victoriaville offense that will be challenged. Can they be now the man for the moment to get themselves a bunch of points moving forward?
Again, we're just under 6 minutes remaining here in the third. I mean, there's still a lot of time left in this contest. It is only a 17-point lead. But like I said earlier, right before this touchdown drive by the Cavs, if you're Victoriaville, yeah, obviously the run game is working for you, but you have to start mixing in more of the pass. And not only that, so to Victoriaville's credit, they have been passing the ball. It's just they haven't really had much success. It's either been overthrows, underthrows, drop passes for the majority of this contest. They have to get the passing offense at least showing a little bit of resembling a little bit of rhythm, if you will, because they've been lacking that so far in this contest.
Tristan Dubray is being helped off. He has some blood on his uniform for Victoriaville. And now the Cavaliers will kick this ball away. Enfield. Another strong kick, and this might go out of bounds, and this will go out of bounds, and so be at the 40-yard line.
Hey, wait. Hey, hold the defense.
So Enfield right there, you're trying for that coffin corner kick, at least on the kickoff. Usually you see that on the punt. Try to get the ball to fall just short of the sideline. Unfortunately, the ball took one extra bounce at a play there, so penalty obviously against the Cavs special team. So now Victoriaville will get the ball up a little higher.
So Victoriaville will opt for the first down at the 40. And right now for them, they have to get this going because it's almost a galaxy right now. They're not breathing the same oxygen levels here with Champlain up by 17 on the visitors.
And if you're the Cavs, if you're Victoriaville, not only do you have to get the passing game working, you have to give your defense a break, right? That offensive drive, that offensive touchdown drive, I should say, was long, right? If you're the Cavs, you know, you want to get the ball back in the hands of your offense. In Victoriaville, you have to make sure your offense stays on the field.
And here's the hands of Trepanier. He went high and he was brought down, still going as a fumble, Champlain ball. Trepanier, his blushes will not be spared. Machon in on the recovery. He went high and that ball was exposed, and he got exposed on the loss. And now the Cavaliers are on the front foot moving forward.
So I think that was Tyler Gamard that forced the fumble. So yeah, he's on the sideline right in front of us. He is all fired up. So I'm 100% sure that was him that forced the fumble. He went high in the running back. The running back tried to get the stiff arm. Gamard, smaller at least in size, kept on fighting. He punched that ball out. And as you said, Mo, Machanis with the fumble recovery. And now the Cavs have a chance to put the nail in the coffin.
The frailties starting to be exposed for the Volks. And right now, they have been fizzling out in this game.
Oh, that one might be open.
And a chance now for the Cavs to put the sword to the Volks. Peterkin. Peterkin. Flag. And this will be a holding call on the Cavaliers, and Peterkin will take the sack. And he was brought down by a plethora of Victoriaville players led by Boyval. But it'll be a holding call, and this will be going back 10.
But you know what? That one was wide also.
Yeah, there was a receiver open. I believe that was Clark, actually. He was open deep, but unfortunately Peterkin couldn't see him, didn't have time to really set his feet and get rid of the ball. Ends up taking a sack there, or a minimal game, but again, a holding penalty going against the Cavs means the offense is going to go backwards.
And Enzo Gauthier is hurt right now for the Volks. He's on his knee right now. And the Cavaliers will be moved back to their 51 of their side of the field with 5:04 left in this third quarter of play as Emerson Peterkin will make his way towards the coaching staff. And the Cavaliers are really starting to feel it. They've had a couple of magical moments, and now they've had a couple of kamikaze moments as they were able to strip that ball away. They have a pick six, a fumble recovery, a long touchdown, a punt return for a touchdown. They've done it in all three phases, albeit though in a untimely manner of things happening the way it's been, where they've been pinned deep and they come up with a moment of glory.
Well, that's exactly it, and that speaks to the resiliency of this Cavaliers team. Don't forget, they were down 8-0. We said defense made a pick six. They got a special teams touchdown. Their offense just took a little while to try to find their footing. They found it now, right? So they're scoring in a variety of ways.
Draw. Ralph bouncing. Ralph still going, and he'll be tackled at the midfield line. And this will be a second down coming up here for the Cavaliers with 4:34 left. But again, early still in the third quarter, Brett, but you would think for the Champlain Cavaliers, they'll love to squeeze as much clock now and really put the grip on the Volks. And there's another Vulcan down on the ground.
And see, this is what the offense does, right? I mean, have they been running the ball effectively the entire game? No, the Cavaliers have not been doing that, unfortunately. But the fact that they're moving the chains and grinding out these long drives, it's wearing out the defenders, right? Defenders still have to make a tackle, right? So we saw Gauthier go down for a play ago. I'm not sure who this is. We'll have to wait to see when he gets up to see his number. I believe it could have been one of the Bellavance guys, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's Tim Bellavance, 95.
Yeah, it's Timothy Bellavance who's down on the ground. So with that, 4:23 left, 32-15 lead, and this will be a second down and about 15 for the Cavaliers, or now 16 for the Cavaliers as Peterkin makes his way back. The control and mastery of Emerson Peterkin in his third year, getting closer and closer to 4,000 passing yards in his career.
It's been a treat to watch him play over these years. I remember when he first came in, right? He was definitely a dual-threat quarterback. He ran a lot more than he did last year. Obviously this year now, right? We saw one big run earlier, on the last offensive drive to get a first down for the Cavs, and ended up leading to a score, right? But he's become more of a balanced quarterback, really trusting his arm, trusting his receivers. There's a lot of veteran receivers last year. We're going to see how they'll go so far this year for a lot of young guys in the lineup.
The Rolls Royce, the baby Bentley, and there is the baby Bentley going through. Reed, and he lost the football. And the Bentley blew a tire, the fumble again, and who has it now? And for Reed, this is a learning moment. Victoriaville ball the other way, and they come up with a huge moment to keep themselves alive in this football game.
Yeah, and there you go. You talk about the Ferrari right there in Darius Reed. And what is the injured player actually on the field? Number 69, I believe, is hurt for Champlain.
Anthony Alessi's hurt, and he's now back up. And sorry, Brett,
no worries. I was going to say, this is for Reed right there. Again, that's just. I was listening to, to Matt Gibbons, Jocelyn, the quarterback coach. He said that's going to be a learning lesson for Reed right there. I was seeing talking to Tristan Mancini right there on the sideline, and he knows. You can tell right now, Reed's ejected, hands on his face. He can't believe he made a mistake like that. He was open. He had more than enough for the first down, but while you're running, you always have to make sure you protect the ball.
3:50 left in this third quarter play. Could the Volks punish the Cavs on this mistake? Gouin looking for the swing. There it is. Here's Capanier. He's got space. Chopped at the ankles. Brought down rather quickly by Karch. And there's a flag on the play as well. So both teams right now, Brian, have not been as relaxed. And this will be added yards, face mask, and a first down for Victoriaville.
again, the Cavs have to be careful. Yeah, listen, they have the lead right now. Again, they're up 32 to 15, but they can't give a bunch of free yards like they were doing in the first half to Victoriaville, right? You have to imagine the Cavs have to learn the lesson time out here, called by head coach Champlain. He's gonna talk to his defense right now. He's coming onto the field. He's bringing his entire defense over at the 45-yard line to talk to him. You have to imagine he's gonna be talking about they have to be smart, they have to be disciplined right here.
And they'll have to be disciplined indeed for the Cavaliers. So right now, Champlain, they want to talk about it. And they sense this could really tilt in keeping this game alive for the Volks if they do score. Again, the Volks need 17 points without reply from Champlain. And right now, they must apply the marauding-like ability to get themselves through. But we've not seen much, Brent, of the top pass catcher, Jeremy Ouellette, who has only 2 catches coming into this third quarter play. And he was on 300-plus yards through the first 2 games of the season.
Yeah, I mean, Ouellette had a big drop there, tail end of the first quarter. Then the other times he's gotten open. This quarterback hasn't been able to hit him. Quarterback's been either overthrowing or underthrowing the majority of his receivers. So some of the reason why Ouellette hasn't had as a big game as expected, it has been due to the lack of accuracy there by his quarterback. Let's see then. Ouellette's a big-time playmaker. Let's see if he can make a play, though, on this drive for Victoriaville.
Blitz from the Cavaliers. Whistle, early movements.
Yeah, that's offside only.
And it'll be 5 extra yards for Victoriaville.
Oh, no, the clock didn't start.
Oh, the clock did not start.
Lucky break there for the Cavs, because that would have been outside 100%.
And right now the clock is has been so the clock issue has been resolved, and we'll be back to live play with a lead of 32-15. Champlain have had some sparkling moments, but has not been in the sparkling form, and the same can be applied for Victoriaville. Some sparkle, but no glitter. Trepanier will get about a couple of yards just shy of the 55-yard line, and Dwayne in on the tackle on that run stop.
Yeah, Dwayne was definitely in there on that run stop. You see also, again, number big 54, Jacob Sonimina, pardon me. And they're coming from behind and to help haul down the running back.
2nd and 7 for the Volks from the 54 of their side of the field. Blitz from the Cavaliers. Here is Gwen, and he'll throw that ball in the one hopper and try to get that towards Cerezier. And for Gwen right now, Brendan, it's like he's running for his life of late with those blitzes coming at him.
Well, that's exactly it. I mean, Victoriaville did a good job in the first half of closing up those holes when the Cavs were blitzing almost every second or third play. But as the game has gone on, you saw the O-line, we've seen the O-line for Victoriaville. The Vulcans have trouble blocking up the extra man that's coming either through the A gap, the C gap, or the B gap. We saw right there, Gwen, like you said, running for his life. He was flushed to his right, just had to throw the ball away.
3rd and 7. And early whistle, early movement, and this is going to stop play. And this is going to go against Victoriaville from the direction of the point.
It's going to make it a 3rd and 12 now. It was 3rd and 7, 5 yards back, 3rd and 12.
It'll be procedure on Victoriaville, so they're back at the 49-yard line, and this becomes a 3rd and 12.
Yeah, so the mountain just gets a little bit higher now for Victoriaville to climb, and not doing themselves any favors by taking some bad penalties here.
Well, that hill is becoming a mountain to climb. There's no doubt about that. 2:24 left in this third quarter play. Gwen flushed. Gwen on the run, and he's taken out at the ankles. And you talk about all reliable, and Duchesneau has had a plethora of tackles, and this will bring up a 4th down with 2:08 left.
Additional for a big hit there on Gwen. Gwen last year had, against the Cavs, had four rushes for 15 yards and 1 touchdown. Came in actually in relief as Sebastien Lassard, who was the former starter there for Victoriaville. But a good stop here by the Cavs defense, forcing a punt. It's 4th and 12 right now, so Victoriaville smart to get the ball back to your opponents and play the field position game.
Clock is rolling. Sun is peering out. This will be in the eyes of the vision of Emerson Peterkin, and the return as well as Grimard, who has 1 return for a touchdown. He's loading his own 25.
Oh, no, he's not outside. He's not outside. He's not outside.
And this is going to be going towards the opposite side. Grimard read that well on the run to the 25-30. Up ahead to the 40, and he is out at the 42. And for the Cavaliers, back on once again with 1:37 left, up by 17. Last drive, Reed had the fumble, and the Cavs went unscathed, not giving up any points.
Yes, you see the punt right there. I believe that was by number 84, Remy Castonguay. That distance-wise, it was great, but he got not that much hang time, right? I think the ball was in the air for maybe 3.5 seconds. Ideally, as a kicker, you want to get it up there for 4, even bordering on 5 seconds if you can. So that's why Grimard is able to fill the punt and get at least about 15 yards on that return.
Cavaliers have not hit the height of the powers yet in this game. They've had some moments, but now can they really start putting a bend to this game? Could they stretch out the legs of Victoriaville? Ralph, and he got stretched and lost some yards. There's one strength of that front four. They are the masters of the TFL.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, listen, last week, pardon me, against Drummondville, that front four for Victoriaville had 6 sacks and 12 TFLs, right? So if you're not sure what TFLs are, that's tackle for losses, right? So obviously, right now, only 1 sack on the afternoon for the Victoriaville defense, but they have got a couple of tackles for losses here. For Victoriaville, you're going to have to up both of those stats, TFLs and sacks, if you want to make the comeback in this game again, down by 17.
Last year, they had 31 sacks, the Volks. This year, they're on pace to maybe hit 50. Peterkin, open. That's caught by Sassy to the 45. Sassy brought down at the 47. And this will be a third down coming up for the Cavaliers. And right now, there's multiple players who are down. Sassy got a sandwich, but unfortunately, the bread was a little bit hard, and that is 2 Victoriaville players down. And it is Gauthier, number 33, and also Louis Vallon, number 20, who are both down.
So the much smaller Sassy survives that collision. He comes up pretty much unscathed. 2 of the bigger guys for Victoriaville are down. Yeah, Gauthier is grabbing. Has to be a hand or a finger injury. I can see, yeah, he's working on his right hand right now, or one of his fingers, I should say. He's making his way to the bench. He's okay. But the other player who we talked about, Mo, definitely down on his back right now. He is feeling the shot there made by Sassy.
So Carrera Lopez comes in for Edgehill, who's off, who has a cramp right now. And that will stop play with 21 seconds or 27 seconds left to be exact. Victoriaville, Brad, we talk about some of the injuries. They're starting to accumulate here. Some of the guys have been taken out, and you have to think, moving towards the fourth quarter, do they have enough depth to maybe keep this game alive?
Yeah, it's going to be key, right? I mean, luckily, though, for Victoriaville, they have a bye next week. So, I mean, at least there's that. So they'll have a chance to rest some of these battered and bruised bodies. But again, so an entire fourth quarter and about 50 seconds left in this game, right? Victoriaville wants to come back and get the W. They're going to need everybody on deck.
Early movement. Who's going to be the one that's called? Victoriaville says it's on Champlain. Champlain saying it's on them.
Yeah, both teams pointing at each other for sure.
Who wins the finger point? There you go. And the finger point's won by Champlain, and that will be enough for a first down, Brent. They'll move it up to the 52. And the Cavaliers could get this out to one more play before they go to the fourth quarter, up by 17.
And that's what you get, right, with football, right? I mean, obviously it's 4 downs, so they're playing American 4 downs versus the CFL with 3 downs, but the receivers are still allowed to go in motion, right, towards the line of scrimmage, and sometimes as a defender that could throw you off. You see in your peripheral vision someone running, you automatically assume the play's about to start.
Here's Ralph blasting his way through, and the vertical leap of artistic gravity gets him close enough to a first down. And momentum going towards the fourth quarter. We're through 3 with 1 more quarter to go. Champlain up by a score of 32-15. And now they are marching their way through as Edgehill come back in for Carrera Lopez. And for the Victoriaville Volks brand, they have to come up with 3 stops.
So Edgehill now, we spoke a little too early too soon there, Edgehill coming back out now.
Edgehill will have to wait. I think. So I think by virtue of the rule of the 3 plays out, we'll see now how this plays out for the Cavaliers.
But Edgehill didn't put a knee down though. That's the thing. That's why Kevin Jocelyn, the quarterback coach, is wondering who's standing next so she can hear him at home, is wondering why Edgehill didn't go back in, because Edgehill, I don't think, put a knee down. If he does, then he has to sit out 3 plays. He just came off the field on his own volition right there a couple plays ago, so he should be allowed to come back in when he wants, but on the sideline, definitely for this play, at least right here.
From the 47 of the Victoriaville side, could the kill shot be at the hands of Emerson Peterkin? And here is the hand of Peterkin. He's going deep. And here is Reed in stride.
Hey, there's a penalty in the backfield. Hold it.
Penalty in the backfield, and this will be what?
Is it?
And the conversation is still going on, and it's going back the other way. So 1 step forward and 5 steps back for the Cavaliers, perhaps. And it appears so, Brent, because the exuberation has been halted. Hands to the face.
Yep, they go hands to the face, that's it. That's the second penalty against the Champlain offensive line for illegal hands to the face. And it's a shame because, I mean, that took away a big play there for Reed. Reed, of course, looking to atone for that fumble a few plays ago.
So right now the pocket has been picked by the Cavaliers on the penalty call, and they'll move him back. And this will become a 1st and 20 with 11:27 left in this, 14:27 left in this 4th quarter. Champlain looking for an opening day win here. They've not done that much. Last one was against Outaouais, and that was nearly 2 years ago. And before that, they lost to Lionel Deere in 21. So opening day home games here have not been strong for the Cavs of late. Blitz from the near side. Peterkin going towards that side. And Longo will get towards the 52, brought down by multiple players of Vulcans out there, as he was brought down by De Robert, and this will bring up a second and about 17 or so.
Yeah, good hands right there by Longo, right? He was being wrestled to the ground immediately. As soon as he caught the ball right there by 2 defenders, able to hang on there and make the grab again. And Peterkin showing some confidence in the rookie Massimo Longo, who of course had a touchdown earlier in this game.
I don't disagree.
Champlain trying to rev up the attacking power. Ralph in the backfield, 3-pack to the right of Peterkin. Anderson, the 3rd receiver, to that side of the field. Blitz again. Peterkin sees it. Going, open, Longo. 1st down and more, or back to the line of scrimmage, that is, a big pardon. And he's brought down at the 45-yard line, make it 44-yard line. So it'll be much more manageable now with this 3rd down coming up.
Another big catch right there by Longo, finding a little opening in the zone defense being played by Victoriaville, made himself available for his quarterback. Peterkin found him, and a pickup now setting up. Like you said, Mo, it looks like it's going to be 3rd and about 8 here.
And for Peterkin, he has forensically dissected this Victoriaville defense in the second half of his passing range. 3rd and 8, 45-yard line. Peterkin looking to the backside, going center field. Reed incomplete. And it was an arm wrestle going on with him and the Victoriaville DB in Dupree, and this will bring up a 4th and 8.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Peterkin saw in that play there. Darius Reed, they had umbrella coverage on him. They had one guy down low, one guy over the top. I'm not sure what Peterkin saw on that throw right there. Luckily it wasn't picked off. He would have been better off either trying to run with the ball himself or hitting Isaiah Sassy, who appeared to be open on a much shorter hook route.
And with that punt now, and a chance for Victoriaville to get it back. And set to return it for the Volks will be number 32 in Felix Leroux, who will be marked off at his own 10, making his way towards the 5. Anfield is out there, and they're missing a player on the field, and they might take a delay of game call here, the Cavaliers. And Champlain will call the timeout.
Yeah, they would have been better off taking a 5-yard penalty. You're punting anyways, right? 5 yards more isn't the end of the world, right? Because at the punt, you have to match is going to land somewhere within the 10-yard line of your opponents, right? So, I mean, I would just take the 5-yard penalty right there and not burn the second time out.
They are kicking with the wind at their backs. And,
exactly.
And with that, Victoriaville will bring on different personnel. And you have to think now for Victoriaville, they might have to take a gamble here, roll the dice, maybe go a full breach and try to block this kick. Because again, Champlain's had some hiccups when it comes to the twitchiness of their punts and special teams this season. And late to the party will be Marc-Antoine Doyon will come on for this. And it appears now, Brent, they're going to send the house by the way they're all lined up. So this might be a full breach coming up from the Victoriaville punt return team. And Dubois might be all by himself if they get this off. Enfield. Beautiful kick. Inside the 5. Caught high up in the air. Around 1. And not that time around the second line of defense, as the Cavaliers will pin them deep. And for Gouin and this attack, we've not seen an explosive play yet, Brent, of the air raid. And this might have to come up big for them now moving forward.
It's going to have to. Again, like I've been saying throughout the game, you can't just run the ball all game long. Right? If you're up, for sure you can. If you're up by 17, you can. But you're trailing by 17, it's obviously not going to be an option for too much longer, right, for Victoriaville. So they have to get something done via the pass. But credit right there, number 11, the veteran Ashton Enfield. A huge punt right there. That was in the air for at least 4.5 seconds right there. Beautiful punt. Nice hang time. Good accuracy right there. So big kick. Decent return, though, by Victoriaville now with the ball. I want to say at their 20-yard line here, but again, beautiful punt by Enfield.
South of 12 in this fourth quarter. Brent Bach and Mo Khan on this opening day from Champlain. And Trepanier will avoid the opening rush coming at him, and he will get to the 25-yard line. But again, the ground game is nice for Victoriaville, but the air game has to pick up for them.
Yeah, definitely. Speaking of picking it up right there, number 91, the rookie, Alice Leme, pardon me, he had a chance to pick up the running back and drop him for potential loss during the backfield. Just whiffed on the tackle, though, unfortunately. The big man, number 91, now playing nose tackle.
Empty backfield for Gouin, looking for the screen, and he's sacked. Brought down by the linebacker in Jeremiah Francis. He came in on the blitz, and Gouin was dead to rights.
Yeah, the blitz right there. Perfect timing for the Cavs and their defense, able to get home and drop the quarterback for a significant loss.
And this will be second down and 14 from the 16. 10:48 and counting in this fourth quarter of play. Jeremiah Francis on a sack. Gouin looking for the screen again, and that was incomplete. Intended for the receiver in Cerezier. And he had a convoy because if he caught that ball, he might have been going for about 40, 50 yards.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, he would have been going for about 40, 50 yards. And I'll tell you what, Victoriaville lucky as well. Camden Jeremiah Francis, who just picked up the sack on the last play, he almost got an arm on the ball or a hand on the ball right there. If that ball was just a little bit higher, he would maybe been able to pick that off, and I guarantee you that would have been a pick six.
So a punt coming up for Victoriaville. And they got to hope this is a quick 3-and-out for Champlain to get this ball back with some time, because they're down by 3 scores. If Champlain were to add a bit of an insurance policy of a field goal or a touchdown, this game might be heading over the hills. Victory for the Cavaliers.
No, they're giving it to you.
And this is a moment here, Brent, for Victoriaville, because they would have been, had they won 3-0 going into the bye week, controlling the division.
Exactly.
But now it opens up the division for the likes of the Cavaliers, and they'll give up the 2. So a 34-15 lead. Not an era of resignation yet, but it feels like Victoriaville is starting to concede that this game might be drifting away from them.
Yeah, it might be. But I'm not mad, though, at that decision to give up the 2 points. Yeah, you're down now 19 instead of 17. But again, you got to be aware of the field position. And Victoriaville's thinking to themselves, okay, let's say we get the punt off. At the very best, that punt is going to midfield, right? Or you're stopping the returner at midfield, at the very best. Right now, again, with the wind in your face, more realistically, that punt's probably going maybe 30 yards. The best we've seen Castlegate shank a punt earlier in this contest. So you have to imagine the punts that are probably land somewhere maybe at the most 30-yard line, right? And you're setting up the Cavs with great offensive field position. So right there, you give up the 2 points, and you force the Cavs to have to march the field as they get the ball now at their own 35-yard line.
So from the 35-yard line is where Champlain will begin this drive. This could be the closeout drive for them. They took a flurry of punches in the first quarter. It looked like it was going to be all Victoriaville. And then Grimard's pick 6 opened up the confidence levels, and they have not looked back since then. They've outscored the Volks 34-7. Peterkin on the turn. Going near side. Longo, 45, 50. Longo out of bounds. And Longo will now go towards his bench or his huddle now, as Victoriaville is not happy about something when it came to the final play of that. And there's an OC called on Victoriaville.
Oh, no. Oh.
So Victoriaville, we call for the OC, and they'll add 15 more yards to the total.
So I'll tell you what that's for. So we saw Jalen Clark. So we see Max Kevin Jocelyn, the quarterback coach here, standing next to us again on our broadcast area. He had his heart in his soul for a second because it looked like number 4, Jalen Clark, was going to be called for a block in the back. You could have made the argument that he was. The official was there. The official electing, viewing it, I guess, as maybe not a block in the back, more on the shoulder. Obviously, the coaching staff from Victoriaville felt differently. Hence why they got the OC penalty for screaming at the refs that there should have been a flag.
And maybe the OC by Revard will wake up Victoriaville, but now with 9:42 left, it's at the 46-yard line. Ralph will shift over towards the right of Peterkin. Here is Ralph. Through the middle. Ralph will get about 8 yards, brought down by the linebacking core, and that was Desmarais in on the tackle.
Yeah, Desmarais for a big tackle right there, because I tell you what, Ralph would have got at least a first down on that run right there. He could have got another maybe 5, 6, 7, maybe even 10 yards. It's a good tackle right there by the defender.
From the 39-yard line, it is now down to 8-10 or 9-10 and counting. Another touchdown here will wrap up the game for the Cavaliers. Peterkin, masterful in the second half. Managing the game very well. And that time, Ralph could not get around the first deluge of white. And you pick your Volk on that play and attacked by Mainville, along with the help coming in from Hero Chantal.
Yeah, good penetration right there by the big guys up front for Victoriaville. The Cavs going to have to do better blocking up front there. You want to give Ralph a bit more daylight than that.
And with that, it'll be a 3rd and 9 coming up here for the Cavaliers. Conductor in chief, Emerson Peterkin, trying to orchestrate a drive of points. Tight end to the left, blitz from the middle. Ralph going, and he almost fumbled that ball, and he held on for dear life. And there's a flag in the play as well, and there's going to be a call after the whistle here, and what will be the call? That's going against Victoriaville from the looks of Emerson Peterkin's body reaction.
Yeah, I was about to say that Peterkin pointing first down.
And the culprit, it appears to be Tanguay, who was a bit surprised by that.
Hey, so free first down, 3 yards. And I think Tanguay's getting ejected here.
Tanguay is not happy about something.
It's a UR or it's an ejection.
So Tanguay might be done for the day, and he has run his race. And meanwhile, for the Cavaliers, they're trying to run this race to a gold medal victory over Victoriaville.
Oh, that's what they're doing.
And they're going to eject Tanguay.
He's out the game.
And that's huge, Mo. I'll tell you what, Tanguay, 3 sacks already on the season. He's had a couple of big plays, or at least defensively, a couple of big stops on defense. Has number 44, so losing him for the rest of the game really puts pressure on the rest of this Victoriaville D-line. Again, this is crunch time right now. 8 minutes left in the game. You're down by 19. You need your best players on the field, and losing Tanguay means that's not going to be the case for this Victoriaville defense. And now fresh set of 15-yard penalty, fresh set of downs now for the Cavs. Gives them the ball to, I think they're, Victoriaville's 19-yard line. Yeah.
As Timothée Bellavance will come in, and Tanguay is done, and he is definitely not happy about that. He has to be relaxed by his teammates as Justin Lincard is talking to him quickly on the sidelines. So with that, day is done for him, and the Cavaliers trying to wrap this day up and head to 2-0 for the season.
Yeah, but if it's throwing the punch, then he needs to get out. Yeah, he's out.
And so it appears that he is being helped off the field. And this isn't a short walk towards the locker room, Brent. It's a long walk through the forest to
That's
the.
About a good 4 to 5 minute walk there. Walk of shame right now for Tanguay.
He'll get his steps in. Don't think he's getting 10,000 yet. So. How about you, Brent?
I'm already past that mark, my friend.
I'm sure you are.
Past that mark already when I arrived.
And right now, exiting stage right is Tanguay. And with this clock starting to evaporate on Victoriaville, High hopes. They thought they were ready to roll, Brent. They were 2-0, flying out of the blocks on that run. They opened up week 1 fortnight ago, and now they are staring at a chance of being 2-1. They get Shawinigan at home, Lanaudière. At Shawinigan, home to Lanaudière. And then that's going to be key for them, Brent, and how they come away from the reaction that they'll have from this game.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. I mean, looking at the Cavs, right? I mean, first half of the regular season, right? Only one home game so far. This is the first home game, right? You go to the second half of the regular season, though, right? They have 3 here at Seaway 3, only 1 on the road, right? So, I mean, you have to like Champlain's chances. Of course, the regular season finale here against the Hunsix. So, again, a rivalry game. It'll be on October 26th. But, again, 3 home games in the second half of the regular season here for Champlain. Obviously, we're still a ways away from getting there. They need to take care of the first half of the schedule first. But having those road games at home as the weather gets colder, nothing better than that.
Peterkin going, picked off. Well read, and here comes Victoriaville. Dubreuil down to the near sideline, and he's tackled by Peterkin. And the first mistake for Emerson Peterkin results in an INT and keeps Victoriaville alive in this football game.
Yeah, that's a bad pass there, Peterkin. He should have been smarter. Just take something a little shorter, take a check down, what have you. You can't fill that ball out. It's a risky pass, and it did not pay off. Dubreuil, who was out actually for, I want to say, almost 10 minutes of the game. Again, there was something either with blood or an issue. He was actually had to come down to the Cavaliers' end of the field, to their sideline, to be worked on by some of the medical staff. He missed, I believe, the previous defensive series. So his return could have come at a better time for Victoriaville. He gives his team the ball back.
Career INTs number 6 thrown by Emerson Peterkin. Here is the flare, and there is the interception. You give it and you take it, and this time it's Grimard, who might be your Div 3 Player of the Week this week 2.
So Grimard got the INT, but I'll tell you who was responsible, well, who helped and getting that INT, and that was number 13 right there, coming on the blitz. Camden Jeremiah Francis getting home. Gawain saw that. He panicked, had to get rid of the ball sooner than he wanted to, and a great play right there by Grimard, leaping up in the sky, making the INT. And I hate to say it again with 7:31 remaining, but I think that'll pretty much do it for Victoriaville.
I hate you so much. W back up.
And a big INT by the Cavaliers, and
Why did you call outside?
that might put this game away with 7:20 in county left in this ball game. Eric Stokes like coverage on that play by Grimard, and now the Cavaliers are on the go. Peterkin atone for his mistake. Here is Ralph on the bounce. The wide side he goes, flagging the play. And it's going to come back. So that 10-yard run by Ralph will be nullified. And Churchill is down on the ground, and his left leg, he might be cramping here, Brent, and a lack of fluids, perhaps.
Yeah, as we see the quarterback, Emerson Peterkin, going over. If we're looking at him right now, yeah, the quarterback was going over, trying to stretch him out a little bit there, trying to help him out his teammate. Now, obviously, the trainers are on the field. You hope that's just a cramp, right? I mean, he had a cramp earlier in the game where he had to come out for a couple of plays. You hope it's just that, because you don't want to speculate, right? But you see a player grab his calf right away, the first thing that goes through your mind is an Achilles injury.
So that'll stop play with 6:58 left. And they'll move them back to the 29-yard line on this next play coming up here. Champlain's next home game at the end of September. They'll be away coming up at Lanaudière, at Outaouais, and home to Shawinigan. So they'll get the big one against Lano and Shawinigan. And if perhaps, Brent, they could be 4-0 by the time they come back home to Shawi in a fortnight's time.
Of course, Outaouais last year, right, finishing 7-1 in the division. The Cavs were the only team to beat Outaouais last year.
There was no way you were going to have magic.
If they do take out Lano and Outaouais, they're in control of this division. And that will be key, Brent, because if you get to 4-0 before at the halfway point and you get win number 5, 6 wins should be more than enough to get a home playoff game.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, listen, we had a treat last year. Obviously, the victory over Rimouski in the quarterfinals last year, 46-24. The atmosphere was electric here at Seaway Park 3 for that home playoff victory for the Cavs. Let's see if they can do it again this year.
Here's Ralph, blasting his way through. The accelerator will get back to the original line of scrimmage.
No way. No way.
And there's an injury on the field for the Cavaliers. And it appears that it is the lineman, Sidiaco,
And now he has to get out.
who will have to come off for 3 plays. And for the Cavaliers, the bodies start to fall here in the O-line, and they'll have to get out of here without too many injuries.
Yeah, as we saw again, like I said, Ed Show, obviously 2 plays ago, and now the big man, number 77, coming out as well. So, yeah, so depth is going to be tested. And again, this is early in the season, right? This is only second game of the year, pardon me. At least for Champlain, it is only the second game of the year, right? So again, sometimes you're going to see that, those small tissues, little injuries here and there. Saw cramps and all that already, right? So I mean, and the big man's already on the sideline laughing it up with his teammates, so he's definitely okay. Nothing too serious injury-wise for the big tackle.
Hand off Ralph. To the right he comes. And it'll be a hold on Longo, and he'll got it bounce midfield, but they'll bring it back. As Longo was handcuffing the Victoriaville defensive back on the pursuit of Ralph. And you can see the pantomime reaction from Victoriaville on some of the calls since the OC called on the Victoriaville bench. 6:16 left here, ball control, and they're moving back. So for the Cavaliers, Brent, it's been an up and down game, plenty of mistakes for both teams here, and a lot to clean up going towards the 3rd game for the Champlain and for the 4th game coming up for Victoriaville.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, listen, again, early in the season, you're going to see these mistakes. I mean, so even, listen, at the end of halftime, right, Champlain took a little while longer to come out of their locker room. It's the first home game of the year. You're going to see some mistakes. And as the season goes on, you want to see things cleaned up by both teams.
Ralph slipping on the turf, and a tire blew as Belvance came in on that. But again, we might link that to the new turf, and the players not used to the surface pellets on that newly installed turf that was brought in about a month ago.
Yeah, I mentioned earlier, obviously the Cavs beating Rimouski last year in the quarterfinals. Victoriaville losing to Jonquière in the quarterfinals, 33-10, and then the Cavs losing to Jonquière as well in the semis last year, 52-42. So obviously the Cavs looking to make that final step and advance to the finals here. We'll have to see what happens, obviously, throughout the course of the season.
We're approaching 5 left. Peterkin, and here he goes to Ralph. Ralph evades one, and he's got a hole. Ralph blasts his way through into the 50, flagging the play. That might be after the first down, though. And we'll see if it's after the first down. They might have to hold the sticks first before they move them.
Yeah, it looks like it's about a yard after the first down. The penalty was called, so the first down should stand, but the end of the run won't be where. Looks like it was past the 50-yard line, so it's going to be brought back a little bit before that, obviously. But I got to say, Mo, I think this is about the 4th or 5th big run by Ralph that's been called back due to a penalty.
Cavaliers at this clip might have more penalty yards than offensive yards.
Okay, looking at the standings right now, big win yesterday. Outaouais over Shawinigan, 24-5 at Outaouais. So that's obviously factoring into that. I was looking yesterday, obviously, before all the action started, right? The Cavs were in 3rd because of that loss by Shawinigan. They're all the way up in 2nd place right now, and if they're able to hang on and beat Victoriaville, they'll be tied. They'll have 1st place. They'll have a 2-0 record. Victoriaville will drop to 2-1.
And they'll gear up for the 2-game road trip coming up. 2 big games for the Cavaliers on the road. Peterkin trying to get this offense humming. 3rd and 25. So this is a long range here for the Cavaliers. And it is Ralph on the twist, the turn, and he went the other way in the wrong direction. Bad news is they lose yards, but the clock will continue to roll and leak at 34-15.
Yeah, this is okay right here. Listen, I mean, I don't think a running play like that's going to pick up the necessary 25 yards there, but your main priority, your main goal right there Obviously, if you can't get the first down, it's to just run the clock, right? The clock is running. Actually, timeout, I believe, called here. So 4:23 on the clock here. I believe timeout was called by Victoriaville here. Looking to save a little time.
All right, let's see.
And you have to wonder right here, with the Cavs backed up
At
the 16-yard line, facing 4th and 33 now, right? I don't think the Cavs are going to give up the safety here. I wouldn't do that. But you have to wonder, like you were saying before, Mo, on one of the Cavaliers punts, is Victoriaville going to send the house here, try and get the block for the touchdown?
Well, clock is rolling. 4:18 left, and late to the party is Jeremiah Francis. And the Cavaliers is trying to get their alignment straight, and this is going to be a big punt because if Victoriaville does get the block and get the score, all of a sudden it becomes a 12-point lead.
There's so many options on that one.
The snap, the most important thing. The punt, the second most important thing. Clock is rolling, and they'll take the flag. So from the looks for Brent, Champlain might run around the end zone.
Yeah, exactly. Now they're going to do that for
seconds.
For sure.
And get this back.
So how you know that's going to happen, obviously, besides the 5-yard penalty, as they kept letting the time run down on the clock, run down, that's okay. You take that 5-yard penalty, especially if you're going to give it the safety, why not? Like I said, you're going to get the ball now, run around the end zone, try to waste another 5, 6, 7 seconds if you can. Enfield's athletic, so why not try it? I mean, he threw a pass last year, right? He had a 6-yard touchdown actually last year, so I mean, pass. So why not try to let him run around for a bit?
He's at his own 5, and he is. And Victoriaville thought he was punting this ball away. They just waited and waited and waited. And that's a flag.
Wow.
And Anfield will get the first down for the Cavaliers, and that will wrap it up.
I talked all game long about discipline and maintaining focus, and we saw right there, number 26, you had Jacob DeRoberts. Maybe not Jake the Snake right there. There was just a bad move right there. And again, you're giving him not only the 2 points, you're getting the ball back, which is what your team needs. You're down 34-15.
Victoriaville will get the ball back. So DeRobert will be called for the flag. And there's another flag.
What the hell just happened?
And there might be an OC called on who? And right there, it will be.
What is happening?
There's a lot of chaos right now. A lot of things to sort out. There'll be multiple flags here. So defense is going to be out there. So the Cavaliers thought it was automatic first down, but it's not. So they'll move back. And there's still a conversation to be discussed. The point of contention is the Cavaliers are figuring out where is the OC coming from.
So the penalty on Victoriaville came after the safety was already declared, right? The player went out of bounds in Enfield, then he was pushed. So the 2 points being awarded should stand here.
Gouin, wide side, and that will go out of bounds, caught by Cerezier. And they have to operate really quick here with 3:20 and counting left in this ball game.
Yes, it's a 2-minute offense with obviously 3 and a bit left, right? You have to not only score here for Victoriaville, but you're going to have to go for the onside kick as well.
Well, 2 scores in the field goal, 2 touchdowns in the field goal at least.
That was not a technical penalty.
So they're going to have to get this. So 34-17 lead.
I don't know.
And Champlain might just play the underneath here and just give up the underneath stuff, keep the ball rolling.
Yeah, play prevent defense. You just don't get beat deep. That's the only thing you have to do. That's hence why it's called a prevent defense, right? You let your opponents get all the underneath, the hooks, the shallow crosses and all that, but make sure not to give up anything deep. 34-17 lead.
So 3:23 left in this ball game. And this has been a snail's pace this fourth quarter. A lot of stoppages in play because of penalties and clock issues. And here come Gouin and the Volks. 3:20 left in this ball game. Near side, that is completed, and that will go towards the 49-yard line, caught by Willette. His 3rd catch of the day, but a very quiet afternoon for the top pass catcher in Div 3.
Yeah, good catch there by Willette.
Sean.
And this will be the last play before the 3-minute warning.
11 seconds for
Have to wait for the 6 people to set everything up.
The pressure coming in for Gouin, and he will pitch that out to Campagnier, going out to the width, going out to the far side, still going strong. First down and more, and he'll go out of bounds. And that will keep going here with 2:39 left in this ball game.
Yeah, good decision right there by Gouin, just to pitch it to the running back. He knows the running back's going to pick up a lot more yards than he can. A good day, no matter what the outcome is, a great day for Japanier right there. And he picks up more than enough for the first down on the right sideline.
So 3-minute warning call. Last rites being given from the coach staff to the players on this final 2:39 left here. Champlain on their way to victory number 2, perhaps, unless something happens in the final 2:39 of this would be the great escape by Victoriaville. But right now, this would require what is now mission impossible to be completed by Victoriaville. So the Cavaliers on the way, Brent.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, and for the Cavs, right, it's going to be a solid win. Again, they were down 8-0 in this game. It looked like it was going to be a long game as Victoriaville came out. Like I said, they landed a bunch of shots. If it was a boxing match again, they landed we would say MMA. They landed a takedown. They landed some ground and pound shots, a couple uppercuts, a couple of roundhouse kicks and all that stuff. But again, the resiliency, Cavs staying the course. They found their footing and were able to deliver a ton of blows themselves.
Going flushed out, going deep, picked off. And that is the game right there. It is Mo Ba on the INT. And the first year comes up with a moment of magic. And the potential late drama erased by the Cavaliers as they are on their way to win number 2 of 2.
Yeah, Mo Ba, the real Mo here at Seaway for a big play right there on defense, putting this game away. And Mo's an interesting player. He's a guy I've wanted to get a look at here today. Obviously, I believe it's the first time we're calling his name here, unfortunately for him today. But again, he had a reception for 26 yards last week in the win over Huntsic. He made a couple plays on defense here. So it's nice to see him finally getting a little taste and getting the INT officially now putting a nail in the coffin in this contest.
Can we know what the penalty is on line? Do we know what the penalty is?
Yeah, 2 tackles last week. This is his first INT as a member of the Cavaliers. Good showing there by the rookie.
And so this will be pinned deep at the 10. So after the penalty call, the Cavaliers will get it, and now they'll look to run out this clock. A couple of more first downs to ice this game away. Peterkin may not be his most masterclass game, but he was game managing this second half to victory. Here is Ralph opening, going, and he'll be caught at the ankles at the 40-yard line, and that was a shoestring tackle coming in the last line of defense from Emile Marcotte on the tackle.
Yeah, Marcotte, you're absolutely right. He was the last line of defense. He saved a definite touchdown right there. Ralph was off to the races. And the first thing I did, Mo, after the tackle was made, I looked to see if there was any orange flags on the field. We've seen a plethora of times here this afternoon. Ralph has a big run, gets called back for a penalty, so credit to the receivers, credit to the offensive line. No one held on the play, no legal blocks in the back, nothing. A nice clean play right there, and a big game for Ralph.
Orange, the new black. And here is Peterkin, and he'll fire that ball away. A broken play, but again, I think for the Cavaliers.
And that's a smart play there by Peterkin. I thought he was going to try and get the ball to one of the receivers here open on the right-hand side, whether that was going to be Anderson, who was open, number 10, or perhaps even, number 81. The receivers are open, but a good job there by the quarterback saying, you know what, let me just throw this ball away. Don't need to throw another turnover. 50-50 ball, just play for another down.
And perhaps run the football now to end this game off. Martinez in the game, number 80. And here is the handoff to Ralph. And he'll get towards the 47-yard line. And this will be a third down coming up for the Cavaliers. And they can kill off another 20 seconds left in this ball game.
Clock is still rolling.
And if you're Emerson Peterkin, you don't stop that ball until 1:26 left.
Exactly.
On the game clock.
Snap the ball. That'll be another run. If it gets stopped short of the first down, doesn't matter.
No, it's on north. No,
He's going to pass instead. And that is going to be caught in bounds. And that was very dangerous because that was very close to being picked off as Luca Vendito catching his first ball of this game.
Yeah, Vendito with a nice catch right there. Contested catch. Good job from Vendito. 1 catch for 6 yards last week, against the Huntsic. Saw the defender, number 31, Tristan Dubois, one of the top leaders, one of the top defenders on his Victoriaville team. Almost made a play on the ball. So again, lucky right there by Peter. And again, I'm surprised. I mean, listen, the pass was caught, so it had kept the clock running, at least for a little bit. But I'm surprised they didn't stick with the ground and pound, being the Cavaliers' offense.
And they'll kill off another 20 seconds here, at least, as NFL jog away towards this 35. And the Cavaliers know they can punt this ball away with about a minute, about 50 seconds left, roughly. And the air of resignation now on the faces of Victoriaville. And that's sky high, and that'll kill off another 3 more seconds. And here comes the return to the near side. Flagging the play on the far side. Still going towards the 50 and down the near sideline. O'Dwayne will get him out of bounds. Looking like a Landon Roberts out there, and he got a big tackle on that play.
It's a good touchdown saving tackle right there by Dwayne. Flag on the field. I'm not sure if it's going to be no yards.
And that is down to 39 seconds left in this ball game.
That ball was so high in the air.
Again, great hang time off that punt there by Enfield. Again, that was in the air for about 4.5, almost 5 seconds right there. And Enfield for another beautiful punt. Yeah, scouts always in attendance here at Seaway Park 3 from various universities. You never know.
So the backups are in now for the Cavaliers.
They called what?
And another penalty called on the Cavaliers. Usually these games take about 2 hours and 50 minutes. We're almost approaching 3 hours of game time.
Oh, yo,
So Gouin out at quarterback, and they have put in the backup now. It is Liam Collard in at quarterback for the Vulcans. Hitch pass, Cerezier, and he will get to the house, and he will be forced out just shy, and now this will be what? Cerezier looking for his first touchdown of the day. Collard now 3 of 7 for the season, and that'll put him over 30 yards.
And the big man, number 64 there, Tristan Teotasso, with the big block there, setting up that screen pass right there. Allowed the receiver and, of course, and Grissier there to get open and get near the goal line.
So Collard looking to punch it in to make this a more respectable scoreline for Victoriaville. Going end zone, almost picked off. And that should have been picked off by Alex Ramirez. And that could have been another pick 6 and another 12-point swing in favor of the Cavaliers.
Yeah, Collard right there was staring down the intended target, number 10, Justin Perret. But we saw, again, a great play right there by Alexandros Ramirez jumping in front of the ball. But you're right, he should have picked that one off. That would have been a cherry on top for this defense. A strong defensive effort here today by the Champlain Cavaliers.
22 seconds left in this ball game. Collard for the pistol. Looking for the short pass. Touchdown, Mongeau. And now it's a 34-23 lead. And you would imagine they would go for the extra point attempt to make it a 10-point game. And then it'll be onside kick time for Victoriaville.
Yeah, garbage time touchdown right there for Victoriaville. But listen, the points count, right? Don't forget, this Victoriaville team stuck into the playoffs last year, right? They were tied with Drummondville record-wise. Both teams last year finishing with a 3-5 record. The difference was why Victoriaville got into the playoffs, ended up losing to Outaouais. Finish my thought after this play here.
And the extra point coming up for Victoriaville. And it'll be hour-and-a-half bus ride, and that hits the crossbar. That had no elevation. So it remains an 11-point lead. So if Victoriaville were to pull off the ultimate Great Escape, they would need a field goal, a touchdown, and a 2-point convert.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's going to happen. But going back to my point, what I was saying previously, right? I mean, so Drummondville went head-to-head twice last year with Victoriaville. Drummondville winning in week 2 in overtime, 37 to 34, so a 3-point victory by Drummondville. In the rematch, though, Victoriaville got the win 21 to 16, so a 5-point victory by Victoriaville over Drummondville in the rematch. Meant that both teams who finished 3 and 5, Victoriaville, basically because of the 2-point advantage they had in terms of the victory over Drummondville, was the reason why Victoriaville got into the playoffs.
Onside kick time. And we'll see the unpredictability of this football, which way it goes. And which way will this kick go? The steps being taken by Lavallée. Will he go left? Will he go right? He's given no indication yet. Will he go in the middle? Live ball, Victoriaville ball. And unfortunately for Giuseppe Pugliano, it went off his ankle. And he was the one that actually was not onside. He was offside, readjusted himself, and a chance again. They need a field goal and a touchdown plus a 2-point convert here.
Yeah, you can imagine special teams will be a key focus this week in practice for head coach, obviously Sean Main and the rest of his crew. Yeah, but if you're Pugliano right there, I understand he wants to try to take a one-hopper, just fall on the ball. That's all you have to do, fall on the ball. Don't try to play it, just fall on it.
Collard, open, far side, dropped. And that brings it down to 12 seconds left in this ball game. Final thoughts here, Brent, on this game?
I mean, listen, again, Champlain was down 8-0. They showed the resiliency and just the strength of their team, right? It took them a little while to get themselves going offensively, so what happened? The defense helped out. The special teams helped out, right? They got some touchdowns by those two other phases of the game, right, before the offense kind of found their footing, and once they did, it was kind of hard to stop them if you're Victoriaville. But again, the only thing you want to see Champlain, 2 things you want to see them kind of tidy up here. The special teams play has been a little sloppy here, especially in the second half. We just saw an onside kick. And their run defense. They give up too many yards to Japanier.
Deep. And repelled away the forensic touch coming off the fingertip of Ba, who almost had INT number 2, but storming through was Willette. And that could have been a touchdown right there. And this will be a 3rd down coming up here for Victoriaville, down to the last 2 rolls of the dice with 8.1 left in this ball game. Champlain on the road next 2 weeks. We'll be back here in a fortnight's time. They'll be home to Shawinigan. We'll see what the record will be by then. Blitz from the Cavaliers. And that is almost picked off again. And that was through the hands of Tamazian. And this will bring up one more play with 4.4 left in this ballgame.
Smart play there by Lin Wan. He was locked up there with 64. Tristan Chotasso there. And Wan said, you know what, I'm not going to be baited into a dumb penalty here. I'm just going to let go and play this final play of the game.
And 4.4 left. And the Victoriaville Volks dream start to the year will come to a crashing halt. Collard. And there is the catch by Willette, still going strong, still going. And there he goes towards the 20 out of bounds, and that'll be that. And for the Victoriaville, their perfect start comes to an end. They're 2-1. Champlain improves to 2-0. And now they get ready for the road game next week, Brent.
Yeah, big road game next week at Llano Diera, then at Outaouais, right? 2 big contests, obviously next Sunday against Llano. So obviously they can keep this win streak alive. Right now they're sitting on top of the division with a 2-0 record. I think by the next time they come back here, if they could be 4-0, that'd be huge. Obviously for Victoriaville, first loss of the season in their first road game, right? They have the bye next week, time to lick their wounds and heal up before they go down and play Shawinigan. Congrats to the Cavs, their first win here over Victoriaville since 2021.
So Cavaliers win. Gramard opened up the scoring. They didn't look back, and Champlain wins 34-24. We'll see you in a few weeks from now. Bye for now.